Okay, hello everyone. Um, Sorry for that little delay. I just needed to take care of something. Also, I know this isn't the most exciting way to start a stream, but I'm going to have to start with by like uh changing some settings, essentially. It won't take long, I promise. Hi, Fisher. Welcome to the stream. And you said you were actually excited for this one specifically. Any reason why you're particularly excited for this one? Also, what I'm going to do here, and you might think this is like kind of weird, is that I'm going to essentially mute everyone. Hello, Muvelair. More like Takumi. Welcome to the stream. Because this VN is fully voiced, right? And so, since it's fully voiced in Japanese, it would be kind of pointless to watch a stream of it. I would read nothing, would just be me commenting. It was essentially be a movie watch along. And a movie watch along in a language literally, well, not literally, but I would think most of my audience can't understand. So yeah, we're going to be doing this, and I'm just going to be like um this is just going to go like a normal VN stream with me reading everything. I have no knowledge of this VN except what you said about it, so I'm basically watching it blind. Ah, okay. Okay, let me see. Ah, okay. No, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Ah, perfect. Now we start. Hopefully the uh, configurations were saved and they work. Eyes were above me, their gaze pouring down like rain. Those eyes were always watching me. Their gaze passed through the thick black rain clouds and came down on me like rain. Don't look at me. More than the rain's chill, the cold of the rubble beneath my back made my body shiver endlessly. It's so, so cold. And the gaze that bored into me from above the sky, whose it was, I don't know. I lifted my head a little and looked around, seeking a way to escape it. I saw the shattered remains of a city. I saw despair. I saw death. I saw nothingness. Nobody was there. Nobody was moving. Nobody was alive. All I heard was the unending sound of falling rain. Was the rain going to keep falling? Until it washed away everything, the living and the dead? Until it had gently submerged everything and swept it away? A part of me hoped this was all just a simple delusion, but I guess I wasn't so lucky. My body refused to move. The only things I could move were my head and my eyes, and just barely at that. My body was shaking, but that was just an involuntary reflex. It wasn't my will. I didn't want my body to shake. If my body wouldn't listen to me, then it wasn't really my body at all. Maybe it never listened to me in the first place. Nobody knows where the soul is really kept, after all. Is this just going to. I'll comment later. So, who could be sure that my soul was really inside this body? Fucking meaningless pretension. But if that was the case, then where was I? Was I here? Was I nowhere? In this broken world where nothing moved, I suddenly heard a sound that wasn't the rain of death. A single someone came out from the nothingness. Who are you? Do you look so pale because you're cold? Or because you're dead? But she wasn't shivering, and her eyes, which were hidden almost completely beneath her bangs, don't look at me. They looked so sad, but they also seemed filled with madness. They seemed like they weren't seeing anything at all. If maybe the only things in this world were her and me, and we kept looking at one another like this forever, would my world be only what was reflected in her eyes? And would her world be only what was reflected in mine? In her eyes, I was reflected. In my eyes, she was reflected. When I thought about it that way, the world suddenly seemed so much smaller. Suddenly, I heard static that sounded so pretty. Her head fell forward, and she spread out her hands, as if she was about to take flight toward those rain clouds, or as if she were trying to take all the rain into her hands.
あなたを待つ幻想
うなだれた彼女の表情は僕の位置からも伺い知ることができない。雨の薄膜の向こうで君はどんな顔をしている？
殺してあげる。
天使、乱舞する光の羽は僕を祝福しているのか、それとも、ああ、そうか。理解したよ。それで僕を殺してくれるんだね。ゆっくりと倒れている僕の前に彼女が膝をつく。いまだに彼女はうなだれたまま。僕の頭をそっと抱えてくる。 僕を見てくれないことに、僕はほっとして、ただ身を委ねた。耳元でささやき、きれいなノイズ。でも、よく聞こえない。暖かくて、柔らかくて、優しくて、甘美な感触。それは麻酔のようで、不思議なことに、体の震えがゆっくりと収まっていく。彼女のかすかな鼻息が、僕の頬をくすぐる。とても甘い匂い。ふと、胸に圧迫感を覚えた。彼女の持っていた大きな剣が、僕の胸の皮膚を裂き、肉をえぐり、骨の間を縫い、ゆっくりと体の中に沈み込んできている。でも、彼女のキスという麻酔にかけられて、もう痛みを感じない。こんなにも優しく殺してくれるから、不意に切なくなって、涙が溢れそうになって、それをごまかすために、彼女の頭越しに雨を落とし続けている鈍色の空を見上げた。空が滲んでいるのは、雨のせい、涙のせい。もう、あの視線も感じない。もう、何もない。薄れゆく意識の中で、僕は空へと手を伸ばす。誰か、教えて。僕たちのあの空は、どこへ行ったんだろ
Oh shit, shit, shit. How do I? Thank God. Almost got a copyright strike there. Uh, but yeah, definitely a very like interesting way to start the game. You can't see a gaze. It can see you, but you can't see it. It's weird. For as long as I could remember, I'd often felt a gaze staring at me from somewhere. I would turn around and nobody would be there. But I'd be sure somebody was looking at me. I could feel the sensation like something crawling on my neck. Was I just too self conscious? Did I have some kind of phobia about being looked at? Up until elementary school, I honestly believed that it was God. God is watching me, I would say. I wrote an essay about something like that. Of course, looking back, I realize how silly it was. I was the biggest chuny dork. If somebody were to ever read that essay, I'd be so embarrassed I never leave my house again. I still remember the thing's title. Whose eyes are those? Okay, perfect. So now we're more settled in. And yeah, I do agree that it was a strong start. I think they call this in media res. It's when the story kind of starts in the middle before going back to the end. It's a common tactic in order to like grab your attention quickly. So yeah, pretty interesting use of it there. Oh, 3D? Yeah. I believe not all of them, but quite a lot of the backgrounds are made in 3D exactly so that you can have well, a 360 view of them. This effect will be used a lot throughout the game, where the protagonist will follow the view of the protagonist as he turns his head, for example. And so they did it to kind of uh, be able to make that effect, to kind of immerse you in the story a bit more. Also, again, as always, why does this always happen? Sorry for the bad internet. He's going to discover there's bread in heaven. uh, is it heaven at all if there is no bread? But aside from that, welcome, Genérico Jerônimo. So this VN has a bigger budget. Did you not see that cutscene? Like, of course, this has a bigger budget. This is a high production value VN. Very. This probably has the highest budget out of any VN I played, and probably one of the highest budgets for VNs in general. I think pretty much every single science adventure story is like that. What else? What else? No, that's not it. Was it this? Oh, okay. That's how you do it. Phew. Okay. So this is how I can see the backlog if I miss some dialogue, the tips list, return to title, save. Hello, Metal Wolf. And yeah, I'll see that later. Also, where can I play this VN? It's on Steam. You can just buy it off of Steam. It's very accessible. God damn, this fucking internet. What's even happening, man? Whatever. Have to persevere through it. Hopefully it will stop at some point. For now, let's continue with the game. The back of the chair I was resting in made a creaking sound, like the voice of an old woman. Don't look at me. I whispered those words as I looked up at the ceiling, feeling sick and annoyed. Of course, no one responded. Actually, I'm going to use this opportunity to see something. Okay. This is the voice configuration, basic settings. Okay. Sound settings. Voice volume. BGM volume, SC volume, movie volume. I think so that we don't have an incident like that again, so that I can read even during cinematics, I'll try to reduce this to the minimum as well. Yeah, perfect. We maintain the BGM and sound effects volume, and we go back now. Now to continue. Seriously, why the hell is the internet so bad today? Holy fuck. I whispered those words as I looked up at the ceiling, falling sick and annoyed. Of course, no one responded. This was my room. I lived alone. Nobody was here but me. Just for the hell of it, I turned around. Oh, look at the effect. Look at the effect. Nice, isn't it? The room was longer than it was wide, and it was a little dark. The only light in the room came from my computer's desk light. There were no windows, so of course it was dark. Since I had no way of looking outside, I had no way of knowing if it was night or day. The true gamer lifestyle. Who needs windows? Who needs sun? Who needs the pesky vitamin D? I turned toward the corner of the dark room and spoke to no one in particular. That I'll give him. He at least has good taste in figures. All of these are bangers. The protagonist has a cool setup. I wish I had enough money for that. My name is Takumi Nishijo. I'm 17 years old. I'm a second year student at Sumei High School. Sorry, Sumei Academy. I barely ever go to school though. A true neat. Oh, mm, god damn it. Well, I guess I'm pretty smart at least. I always show up to take my tests and I usually get above average grades. Well, it's one of those gifted geniuses I see. Fucking always hated though. Yeah, I'm pretty smart. Show off bastard. Of course, nothing happened when I said this. Nobody appeared out the darkness. The dark space just existed silently. But darkness stimulates the mind, makes it see delusions. Not being able to see whatever's there makes it an unknown. You know in your head what's impossible, but somewhere inside your heart you imagine terrible things lurking within the darkness. Like, seriously though, what's happening? Did I activate that shit? No? Then what the fuck? Why is the internet so bad today? God fucking damn it, man. This is. This is so fucking. Whatever. We'll move on. Hopefully, this isn't like affecting you guys too much, at least. You know in your head what's impossible, but somewhere inside your heart you imagine terrible things lurking within the darkness. Geez, whenever a scary delusion popped into my head, my mind always ran with it. I kept talking to try and shake it out my mind. Right now, I live alone, away from home. I mean, in Shibuya. I live on top of the Kurenai building, um, which my dad's real estate company owns. Fucking a rich bastard. It's not affecting at all. That's weird, but okay, that's good to know. They rent me a really cheap little house here, made out of a shipping container. The idea is kind of cool, but I imagine that actually living in a shipping container wouldn't be too comfortable, especially without windows. Though maybe the air conditioning kind of makes up for that. Living in the city sucks. The part of Shibuya I live in, Shinsencho, has lots of little hills that tire you out when you're walking. There are a bunch of love hotels right next to where I live too. That must be pretty awkward. I really wish I lived in Akihabara. Why am I not surprised? That's kind of a step too far. What do you mean? Which part of that was a step too far? Yeah, Shibuya is a total uh dump. It's as bad as Dean's Valley in ESO. No, yeah, ESO. Living in a shipping container. Okay. ESO was the MMORPG that I made my life's work. It's short for Empire Sweeper Online. I spent almost all day and almost all night playing the game, passing my time in the world of Bazelard. Dean's Valley is an area in ESO with a lot of really aggravating monsters in it. They use all kinds of obnoxious status ailment attacks, but they don't even drop decent items. Anybody who grinds there is an idiot. Good players give up on it quickly and head to the next area, the Forest of Leets. And obviously, I'm a good player. Mm-hmm. Totally not a show off. Like, not at all. I know some companies make houses out of these types of containers, but just living in a container is wild. Again, it's the kind of thing that I think looks pretty cool, but it definitely. Mm, I don't think it actually be pretty it be like comfortable to live in. So I get what you mean. So yeah, this town, which is DQNs and with its DQNs and love capitalists, needs to be blasted off the face of the earth. DQNs and love capitalists. What the fuck is that? We have a tips like kind of thing here, so that like because this game is going to use a lot of Japanese otaku lingo specifically. So I'm going to have to consult this in order to sometimes even know what's going on. Pronounce dokyun, a thug, bully, or someone who's part of the dregs of society. Oh, okay. Okay, I get what he means now. The fuck is a love capitalist though? This room though isn't so bad. My computer and my internet connection are both first rate. But probably not as bad as living in those capsule hotels they have in Japan. Yeah, but probably anything is better than that, honestly. That's nice. For a student, I guess it's a pretty good base of operations. Oh, that's why I call this room the base. Cringe. Of course, nothing in the room moved except for me. Talking to myself was starting to make me feel like an idiot. So I decided to stop introducing myself to whoever was watching me. The protagonist is self-aware, I see. This place is freaking filthy though. It smelled moldy. The air was so stale and damp you could feel it on your skin. The floor was piled high with empty plastic bottles, drink bottles, and trays left over from convenience store lunches. The bed was stacked high with age games. Look, I can't point fingers at anyone about that, but if you have enough age games to block out your whole bed, I think that's a sign that you should stop. You know, like I think that's a bit too far. The bed was stacked with age games. I always ended up having to sleep on the sofa. But where the protagonist is connecting the computer to? What do you mean? Uh, like if you're like asking where his internet is coming from, I'm guessing he has like some kind of modem or something like that. Clean your room, you filthy sicko. What idiot made this mess anyway? Oh, yeah, I guess it was me. My creepy laugh kind of annoyed me, so I kicked the plastic bottle at my feet. It flew up, almost high enough to hit my figure shelf. I screamed and leaned forward, using my own body to block it. Those are some pretty good reflexes. I've got almost 100 wives. Well, okay then. I guess you completed that manga, Big Sisters and Others, and I can't let them get hurt. They keep me going, so they're very important to me. I guess a Fisher was asking about the electricity. Oh no, no, that's easy. Like, it seems kind of like impossible at first, but it's pretty easy to like drill a hole, for example, and have some cables going that kind of act like uh, normal house would. Like you can even do plumbing and stuff like that. It's like it's completely possible. So much that, like you said, there's companies that make these kinds of homes. Like this is totally possible. You know, just have to set it up well enough. Also, I know I said the protagonist was literally me, but obviously, like, there are going to be a whole bunch of things that's a joke, okay? So obviously, there are going to be quite a few things that we differ, and this is one of them. Like, the biggest one, in fact, is the fact that my room is very clean, actually, because I just can't stand living in filth. Like I see those videos of Japanese houses of the trash just stacked so much that it's a whole floor, second floor of trash. I couldn't live like that. I would freak out. I would start to like take out the trash myself and go put somewhere else. I even leave the house if it's meant to like take care of the trash problem because I just can't imagine not even living like this. I can't even imagine living like this. So yeah, whenever me and the protagonist disagree on something, I'm going to make sure because again, I need to make clear that that title was a joke. Oh, don't worry, the protagonist gets worse. Oh, I know. Believe me, I know. Nah, you don't need to like retract that. It's not a spoiler. I watched the anime. Like I know the basic outline of this plot. We're just going to the only things that are going to be new will be the details. So don't worry about spoilers. Where's the protagonist connecting the computer to? I mean, where the electricity contacts are in this container. Which version is that? I remember some minor drama with the localizers trying to remove the L33 speak from the Japanese script or something. It's the Noah version, and this doesn't remove the like unique lingo so much so that you have a whole tips menu to like so you're able to follow the story. That's good to hear, Owe. But anyway, oh, and this is the best part. Look at this. I cleaned and organized the shelf once a week. It was the only cleaning I did. Literally. Cleaning up my room so I don't have to live in filth? No. But cleaning up my shelf so that my waifus are okay? Now that's what's important. This dude, I swear. Every day I tried to find new angles and positions to make them look cuter. I didn't want my beloved daughters and sisters getting dusty, so I always made sure to clean them. I breathed a sigh of relief and tossed the bottle into a corner, then faced back toward my PC. The PC sat in the far corner of my room. Next to the monitor was a figure of my favorite anime, BT, or Blood Tune the Animation, Seiratan, 1/8 scale, pre awakening version. Thanks for the detail, Protag. She smiled at me while posing cutely. Seira, you're so cute, Seira. I whispered as Seira-tan and I stared in each other's eyes for a minute. Then I gulped down the bottle of soda next to the computer. It was lukewarm, but that didn't bother me. Now, time for some ESO. I sank down into the chair and put my hands on the keyboard. Just the act of sitting at the computer was enough to calm me. This is not just a neat, this is the neat lord. My ESO character, Nightheart, was a paladin already on his second reincarnation. I'm going to pretend I understand what that means. He was level 50, the max, of course. He was also the highest ranked player on any active server. Almost every player knew the name Lightning Fast Nightheart, and they all treated me like a god. Yeah, this isn't realistic at all. And like, if this happened in real life, they would all just be calling him a sweat and like insulting him, saying that he's a virgin who lives with his mother or some shit. Like, no one respects these kinds of people. Rare weapons, rare armor, rare magic, I had it all. I had 95% of all rare items in the game. Not as many as I wanted, honestly. And I had more money points than I could ever use in a lifetime. RMT, or real money trading, was how I made money to use in the real world. I had enough to survive for 6 months without having to get a part time job. Damn. Okay. I didn't think the game would like address this, but yeah, there are quite a few people that use this method in order to make a living. So the fact that the protagonist, like, that's how he gets by, it's pretty cool. Honestly, I didn't think this would be included in the game, but it's a pretty neat detail. Honestly, it explains how he has all those figures. I was a master of the chat tool. I used it for almost all my communication. I'd even saved a life on 8chan, a huge message board once, and I was always there whenever a festival was going on. Oh, right, and I had more than 100 friends on FreePara. That's a social network. 100 friends on Facebook, zero in real life. So relatable. Anyway, respect, trust. It was all right there. I didn't go to school. It wasn't that I didn't want to go, just that there was no point. The chat master. That's so cringe, I love it. I did all my studying on the internet, and obviously you can do that at home. So he does study. Honestly, some people said that this protagonist was going to get worse, but I see a lot of redeeming qualities already. He's clearly smart. He still values studying despite not going to school. He is like good enough at using his abilities to even like get money out of a game through real money trading. There's a lot to admire here, genuinely. Of course, you needed to attend a certain number of classes to graduate, so I went just enough to get the bare minimum passing grades. This was the smartest way for a student to live. No, absolutely not. I would do like the exact opposite because I'm a person that's very like I what how do I say this? If there's one thing I value is economy. Like, I always like to save up as much as I possibly can, and that doesn't matter. If it's money, if it's resources in a game, if it's like is uh like missed classes, I always like to save up as much as possible. And my logic is like, if something bad happens and I have a lot of resources saved up, then I don't need to worry. I can just use those resources to solve that problem without needing to worry. And that's kind of how I like to live life. So, what I would do at school is that I would always go as much as I possibly could. because like the protagonist said, there's a limit of classes you can miss and still graduate. And so I would keep my attendance perfect, right? So that in case of an emergency, in case I needed to miss school, like I could do so without even worrying a bit, you know? That's kind of the logic I use for life in general. Let me read some comments and then I'll continue with the story. No, I'm playing at an assassin game right now, which is probably way more fun than what you're doing. And I dressed up as Santa Claus and you kill people. It's very fun. Over to be honest. Is you, I guess, my violent upbringing slithering my eye when I was a child. I watched very violent cartoons. That's the thing. In real life, I also gondola fights were when I was at school. Fallen Angel once again with the very out there stories. Like your life is just it's just something else, dude. I have no words. Also, saying that it's gonna get worse is not a spoiler exactly. Fair. I just noticed there's a single 3D doll on the shelf. I didn't actually. I hope they go back to the shelf so I can see what you mean. From the games I played, I guess the reincarnation means he reset his character to get better stat. Oh, okay, it's that mechanic. Okay. Some VNs like Little Busters can get a little crazy with the minigame, so it would be fun if the VN suddenly lets you play a small single player version of this MMO. Imagine, that'd be super cool. He's doing a lot better than most hikikomoris, yeah. Oh, you're one of those guys who hoard up all the healing items until the end of the game. Oh yeah, that's me. That's me, baby. My parents were pretty obnoxious about this stuff. No, they just worry about your future, you piece of shit. So I made myself a schedule for when I go to school. Just imagine the effort of this. Like he put a whole lot of effort into making a whole graph just to plan out how many classes he can miss. Like at this point, if you're going to put this much effort, just fucking go to school, man. What's the point of this? Fallen Angel could become a VTuber with his lore. Even in the context of VTubers, he'd have some crazy lore. But anyway, according to the sheet, all I had to do was go to school 2.5 times a week. That's pretty. How do you do that? That's a lot more generous than the amount of classes I was able to. Whatever, Japan, other country. Makes sense. The people who went every day called me a creepy otaku. But if you ask me, I tell you that they were morons for going just because someone told them they should. They go to make friends and to actually learn the subjects. You obnoxious idiot. Like I get trying to get back at people that call you names, so I kind of get the protagonist in this regard, but like this isn't it either, man. Like but whatever, you get the point. Anyway, my life here is not that bad. Oh crap, I got so distracted by that gaze, I forgot I was talking to Grin. Grin? Oh my god, he's friends with Grin. Oh my god, Okay, I'll stop, sorry. Grin, what's wrong? You're not responding. Did you fall asleep? Hey, Nightheart. New tip, screen name. Green was the screen name of a guy I always partied up with in ESO. I never met him in real life, but we talked all the time online. He brought me a lot of valuable information. He was like my own personal informant, you could say. I sat down and began to type at the keyboard. Oh, sorry. Uh, sorry, I didn't fall asleep, but I kinda spaced out, lol. You must be really tired. You're not sleeping enough? Doing hentai stuff with your GF, lol. All day and night. Yes, his GF. I'm sure the only GF this guy has is to the right of the screen. No, to the left, you fucking idiot. God damn it. And the internet is back to being shit. God damn it. I'm not into 3D girls, law. I'm not even gonna comment on this. Green and I would talk about all kinds of things. Since I couldn't see his face, it was easy to tell him anything. Of course, in the real world, that's not how it would go. So you're a 2D man then. Age games? You're really in a hentai mood tonight, huh? You always have really perverted delusions, though, right? You used to always talk about them. You were into them. Something about doing naughty things with a girl in a school swim. My man is into some advanced level shit. Does he have a body pillow of that girl? I wouldn't be surprised. Apparently, he has like literal delusions. He literally imagines himself in the real world doing stuff to her in a revealing outfit. So I wouldn't be surprised at all. Not that I can say much of anything. I too have a body pillow after all. But anyway, isn't the doll 3D? The protagonist is a liar. Hey, yeah, you're a liar, you bastard. Here, you're a hypocrite, complete hypocrite. uh, anyway, continuing on. Sorry. Was I? I don't really remember. Anyway, if that's what you want to talk about, let's discuss something near to my heart. Swimsuit plus glasses. This is where we're going. This is where the game was going. Wonderful. Let me read some comments. I need to relax a bit. A Fisher, he sounds like he would end up becoming a menhera like Russia. I know it's fiction. You know it's fiction when a Japanese school of all schools are more lax than any country ever when they're usually so strict. Exactly. Bro is already has so many traits in common with Grin, lol. Does he have a body pillow of that girl? Uh, the delusion thing was an actual game mechanic in the VN. I forgot. Oh, not a bad combo. No, actually, it's going to be. Obviously, we haven't experienced it yet since we're still at the beginning of the game, but uh, it is going to be a game mechanic. Like, you'll see. I. Why do I have to. Fine, whatever. A real school swimsuit has the girl's name written on the chest. Yes? There's no such thing as a white school swimsuits. School swimsuits have to be dark blue. Uh, yes, as far as I'm aware. School swimsuit plus glasses is the default combination. The spot for the name on the chest is what makes it a school swimsuit. That's important. So don't forget it. It will be on the test. The degenerate test? What the fuck? And the school swimsuit has to be dark blue. Nothing else is acceptable. Lol, come on, man. You like glasses, girl? Don't you? What kind of what? Who doesn't like glasses, girls? Like, what kind of tasteless bitch doesn't like girls with glasses? Swimsuit plus glasses. That's the thing. Uh, wait, no. Come on, man. There's no such thing as a white school swimsuit. Stop dreaming. So epic. Anyway. Normally you take your glasses off if you're going swimming, right? And yet the girl doesn't. My rare white swimsuit, gone, reduced to atoms. You need to come back to reality a bit, buddy. Anyway. A complete another perv. That's our Nightheart. We fear him, but we love him, lol. Calm down, man. You need to calm down. I mean, maybe I did get a little excited. I swear. I try to be cool. The cool silent type. Cool, lol. Don't laugh. He should. Anyway, what were we talking about before I fell asleep? I mean, I'm sure it was ESO stuff. You forgot? Come on, man. We were talking about the murders in the 3D world. The murders in the 3D world? What was he talking about? Hello, Shogun. Now, the reason why I watch your content, you remind me of my cellmate. That's quite ominous of you to say. I do hope I don't end up being anyone's cellmate. Jesus Christ. Hello, Shogun. Sup? Yes, he like went to prison, remember? I said, but Shogun didn't reply. Was this Dick ignoring me? I was trying to be friendly here. Didn't he know who I was? Oh my god, this fucking up his own ass fart sniffing bat. Anyway, I was lightning fast night hard, damn it. Shut up, bitch, you're a nobody. No, I'm not going to go into the whole rant. This is supposed to be a no lurker channel anyway. Well, whatever. I decided to ignore him. That's the nice thing about the internet. You don't have to care about what other people unless you want to. I did. I did hear his screaming in the bathroom that he went into it. I was followed by other men, and after the police rushed in, there everyone up after he was came crying for some reason. I do not want to know what happened to him, though. I already think of. Hmm. Oh no, Fallen will release the obscure files at this rate. Oh no, no, no. That guy, whoever he's talking about, is not me. That is absolutely not me. Let me make this abundantly clear. The murders. I don't care about anything 3D. It's probably something stupid anyway, right? Yeah, I guess, but pretty shocking still. Shocking? Some kind of grisly serial killings or something? A lot of bad stuff has been happening recently. More Guru pictures? Oh, right, you can handle Guru, lol. I mean, I can handle it. No, I actually didn't want to see any of that stuff. Then stop trying to act tough, you like squirmy piece of. Anyway. But there were a lot of fakes and altered images going around lately, and trolls love to set all kinds of traps. You ended up seeing a lot of the stuff whether you wanted to or not. Yeah, especially on the early internet. Well, I guess I'm starting to get used to it. Clearly not. And to think you're the strongest paladin in Bazelard. I don't PK though. Yes, I'm not that much of a normie protagonist. I know. And also, really? Like, you're the strongest paladin in your game and you don't PvP? Like, what? What bullshit is this? It's when you attack a stranger and steal their equipment or money points. Oh, so it isn't like just PvP. It's strictly like assholes using PvP for bad purpose. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. Uh, Only DQNs did that. DQNs were thugs and losers, the lowest form of life. I'm no chew. I don't do things that would make other people upset. Okay, I'm going to need someone who acts or talks like a child. The chew comes from the word chugako or middle school. Ah, okay. It's just an edgy teenager then. Okay. I never violate ESO's rules, so I'm guessing Nightheart, at least in game, is not an edge lord. I guess that's what this means. That's my policy. I did a shit ton of RMT though. Okay, I'm going to need to see what the fuck that means. RMT. Short for. Oh, it's just what we saw before. Mid 2000s internet phrase meaning cool it from the Japanese ochitsukte. No. Ochitsuke, meaning calm down. Ah, okay. Yeah, you're the hero we all love and adore, Lo. Mochisuke. New generation. You know about it, right? Fallen Angel. I gotta be honest, your English is worse than mine. Sometimes I can't quite understand what you're saying. No, it's not that his English is bad. It's just that, I'm guessing he like tries to type in a way that, um, like he doesn't care too much about structure. He's just trying to convey his points as fast as possible. So that's why his sentences like end up that way. You just like get used to it at some point. You learn to understand him, I'm sure. I did at least. You know, I have seen my share of gore in my life. I fought in a war years ago. And let me just say, the soldiers did things to me. I was drafted, so you poor soul, man. You've been through more than I think most other people. You went to prison, you went to war, saw people. Jesus Christ. Or dyslexia. Yeah, that could also be it. New generation? What the hell was that? It wasn't something I already knew about, right? Green seemed to act like I was supposed to know about it. What's new gen? The new generation madness. They call it new gen online for short. It's the weird serial murders on in Shibuya right now. It's all happening right near your house. That's scary, honestly. Oh right, it was coming back to me. Oh wait, I think that's you gaining sen. Don't even have a counter to that. Maybe it is. Maybe I can see through the madness now. Anyway, but I only knew the basic outline. I hadn't really looked into it. I love how their equivalent of Google is delude. Just I don't know if this is social commentary or just to relate to like the whole delusions theme of the game, but it's just I just love it. I searched for new gen and got a hit immediately. The madness created by the new generation of youths. Let me see. The two incidents that have taken place in Shibuya over the past month are referred to as new gen. There are 7 victims in total, including an. Jesus Christ. The first was a group of 5 friends who jumped off a skyscraper together. The second was an unborn baby found in a man's stomach. Wait, seriously? I felt a cold chill run down my spine. I found myself turning around uh, again and glancing around the dark room. Taboo News had a lot of old articles about New Gen, so I quickly skimmed them. Normal people, it means delusion. Me, deludes? Dude, I'm not even gonna comment about this. You you have your fun. In a man's stomach? Yeah. I think this was done also in like that web series, The Painter. Uh like what I'm imagining happen is that someone murdered a fetus, Jesus Christ, and stuffed it into the hopefully already murdered body of the man surgically. God, I feel sick to my stomach even describing that. Oh, he was pregante. At least Otakami is here to make things little bit more lighthearted. Yeah, to be fair, I have seen my fair share of an enlivening fact. In the war, I heard after the war, half the men in my bedroom, may their souls rest in peace. Supposedly, the whole internet was talking about it, calling it the new generation madness. There were two incidents. One was a murder case that was so brutal that some TV stations weren't even willing to have their anchors describe it. Yeah, that one, the edgy analog horror. And the first one, the group dive off a skyscraper, there were rumors that it might have been a murder too. The parents and friends of the deceased all said they weren't the type to unalive themselves. They never are. People who do that very rarely show signs. Anyway, this is getting a bit heavy. There was no sign of a motive, and from a lot of other pieces of circumstantial evidence, was supposedly sorry. It was supposedly impossible to believe that they were about to unalive themselves. I took a quick look. Well, starting to shake and shiver. I know I am. Jesus Christ, that was harrowing. Not really, don't care. Dude, this is happening right outside your house. You should care. Here. Guro that. Yeah, I'm not clicking that link. Look at this, lol. What is it? Come on, man. You should be able to tell. Guro Daisuke, what a sick fucking. Anyway, a picture of the corpse. Green's enjoying making fun of me, huh? No, he's just that actually fucked up that he sent you that. He did this stuff sometimes. But if I let him get me, I lose my reputation as Nightheart. There are things more important than that, dude. Don't fall for the rage bait. No matter what I was in the real world, in ESO I was a god, the strongest. I knew everything. I was stronger than everybody. I was a knight fighting for justice. Nobody was gonna make fun of me. Dude, if you keep on with that attitude, then everyone is gonna make fun of you, in or out of the game. Seriously, that's the literal, like, those are the key traits of a locale. Seriously. I worked up my courage and clicked on the URL. Oh no, it was actually it was actually a troll. Okay. You know what? I'll take the L there. Fine, and fucking internet trolls, I swear. What the hell was this picture? Exactly what you said, man. Okay. Uh, he got me. He got me good. Lol, you got me. Lol. Who drew this, lol? I whipped it up in 2 minutes just now. Also, god damn it, I'm going to have to keep accessing this fucking menu. An emoji that depicts a person waving their hand. It can be used to say bye, but also to raise your hand in agreement. Most people pronounce it noshi after the reading of the Japanese letters used. Okay. You're our generation's Picasso, lol. Anyway, that was fun, but I'm gonna sleep. Night. See you tomorrow in Basilard. Oh right, that Shogun guy was still here. I totally forgotten about him. Not that he mattered. Wasn't feeling that tired, so I decided to do some grinding in ESO. Oh wait, today was the day Blood Tune aired. I didn't have a TV in my room. All I needed was a PC. Just 15 more minutes till it starts, huh? I guess I'll go to the bathroom first. I looked at the figure of Seirata next to my monitor and grinned. Was going to get to see her today. I couldn't wait. Just as I went to close the chat window, though. Hmm? Shogun had typed something. Why is he talking all of a sudden? I thought he was a lurker too. From the file type, it looked like a link to an image, but someone I didn't know and someone who would never talk to me was suddenly sending me a link. I gulped without even realize I'd done so. Let me see some things. Please, anything but unalive or delete. My ears are bleeding. What am I supposed to do, man? Like, I don't want this live stream to get taken off the air. Like, it sucks, I know, but I don't have an option, you know? I don't I don't care until they come inside your container, Protag. Yeah, exactly. Gotten. But to be fair, when I was in war, I couldn't leave and I couldn't even, like, get out, you know? Remember seeing the soldiers in my platoon literally. The things people do in war are just. Oh my god. Every time I hear Basilard, I think of the cute blonde doll in Frame Arm Girls. Never short the name anime to an acronym, by the way. That made me laugh as more than the more than I should, honestly. God damn it. I'm still an edgy 14-year-old at heart, I guess. I didn't know why, but I felt a terrible premonition, one I never felt with any interaction online before. Of course, I didn't want to click it. I glanced over at the clock. There were only 12 minutes left until my date with Seiratan. I needed to wrap this up fast. Kume strap. Huh? What the heck kind of Kume trap is this? I can guess by what this means by the context. The world changes if you click it. Lol, what? I tried to act like he wasn't scaring me. Honestly, I didn't even want to talk to this guy. He was making me nervous. I could feel myself sweating. Was this Shogun guy even Japanese? If he wasn't, there'd be no way I could talk to him. Sorry for scaring you. Huh? He was talking normally. I felt a little relieved. Nah, it's cool, man. Why were you lurking? I did somebody tell you to lurk for 6 months before you could type? I was thinking. Where are you from? For some reason there was a strange pause. What the hell was that? The articles I just read about the new generation's incidents came racing back into my mind. Just envisioning them in my mind was bad enough. If I'd seen them in reality, I don't think I could have handled it. A man's stomach ripped open, the body of an unborn baby stuffed inside. And when those five friends jumped off the building, they were probably just chunks of meat after they landed. Just imagining it made me want to vomit. I quickly shook my head to get the images out of my mind. The Shogun guy was just so shady. It was starting to make me delusional when I didn't want to be. I wish he would just go away. You know, you can just like move your ass from like that computer and just stop talking to that guy. You don't need to continue this conversation. Heck, just close the tab. It's not that hard. I'm from Shibuya too. A lot of weird stuff's happening here lately, huh? It's not over. Shibuya, shake and shiver. Fun to the uh or ban him. Assuming this like that he's a moderator in this chat room, but I think he said it was his chat room, so yeah, that's also an option. What the heck? Was this Shogun guy just crazy? I'm really smart and I never seen that formula before. I decided to run a search for it. At times like these, it was great to have access to an internet connection. Huh? Not getting any hints. Was this guy just trying to pretend to be smart and writing out some nonsense formula? Didn't even make sense. This formula has murdered the possibilities of the worlds. What? I have no idea what that means. Anyway, what was that link? Am I actually supposed to click on it? Lol. I thought you might be interested. Can't we? Like, I'm pretty sure that even if the protagonist is not a moderator, that's ban worthy, right? Like, just spamming a link in a chat room is. Like, I never seen anyone not get banned for that, so what the fuck? You should watch it, by the way. Busou Shiki 2. These two animes have the same idea, that except that Frame is more blatant with its advertising of Kotobuya Figmas. Uh, just a sec, I need to like get the where was it? Yeah, I need to bust out a notepad in order to write this down. Just a second, we'll continue, okay? Busou Shinki and Frame Arms Girls. Okay, now we can continue. He typed in several URLs at blinding speed. Oh, he's typing. Oh, yeah, now that I see it, every single one of them is a different image. Still like uh ban worthy. What was this guy's deal? Was he just entertaining himself by trying to scare me? Was he a buddy of grins and they were having fun with me? Hey, wait, I recognize one of those. Ah, sneaky bastards. I saw you. I see you hiding there. I felt the gaze again and looked around the room. But of course, there was nothing there but a filthy dark room, the same as always. Yo! Oh, hello, Akira CDN. Wait, Akira DKCN. Sorry. Welcome to the stream. I felt a strange sense of terror. Feeling like you were constantly being watched kept you from ever truly relaxing. Maybe lock yourself, Protect. It wouldn't even be hard for him. I think since this is a container, like that should be pretty easy. It should be even easier than with the door to lock yourself in, no? Like the protagonist, if he is as smart as he claims, he really should follow a fish's advice. My internet is so bad right now, so I can't chat. Thanks, Otakami, for calling me though. YouTube didn't send me a notification. You can just call me Akira, by the way. Ah, okay. Um, I didn't like it. This should be obvious. Like, of course, some of my viewers would be friends, but to hear that you know each other and one of you called the other here, I don't know. It's a bit surreal for me, even though it shouldn't be. But yeah, welcome. Don't look at me. When I said the words, I could tell my voice was shaking. My old filthy room felt like something completely different now. They say that sometimes after you watch a horror movie or TV show, or hear a friend tell you a scary story, even a place you know well, like your own house, will start to seem strange and terrifying. You'll be too scared to even go to the bathroom alone at night. Oh yeah, I definitely went through that kind of experience. Right now I was experiencing something just like that. I'm not letting you trick me. Shaking, I leaned toward the monitor and I suddenly felt my right hand index finger tense up as I clicked one of Shogun's links. Hey, no! To be honest, I had no idea why I had done that. It wasn't like my hand moved on its own or anything like that. It was as if I'd done it without thinking. That was the only way I could describe it. Feels like exactly the wrong thing to do, but still I found myself clicking it, as if the motion was completely natural. Uh, what the hell is this? I found myself staring at what seemed to be some kind of strange work of art. Something that looked like a porcupine or a pincushion, nailed to the wall in the shape of a cross. Beneath the porcupine or pincushion, or whatever the hell it was, there was a pool of something red and black. There was also these little piles of something that kinda looked like garbage. What the hell is this? The world of some self-proclaimed avant-garde artist? You know, one of those guys who make something disgusting and then say with a completely straight face, I wanted to give expression to the chaos of this world. I'm not interested in that modern art crap, guys. To be fair, the protagonist is literally me in this regard. I'm not a fan of modern art. If any of you are, like, I'm sorry, but we'll have to agree to disagree on that. It was strange though. It wasn't really a guru image. It looked guru-ish, but that was as far as it went. What do you think that red and black substance is, protagonist? How are you? So why did it feel so real? Why did it feel like I was right there watching it happen? An artist, perhaps a painter. Good reference there. Could a hallucination make you smell blood so intensely that you wanted to throw up? Could a hallucination smell so strongly that you wanted to vomit? Actually, yes. These kinds of hallucinations are possible. Not common, but yeah, they are possible. I started to feel pain in my temples. The urge to vomit wouldn't go away. Uh, I tried to grab the mouse, but my hands were shaking too badly. My hand slipped off the desk and ended up grabbing the thing's cord instead. I moved it up the cord and put it back on top of the mousepad, then closed the image. As I breathed a sigh of relief, I saw whose eyes are those. Hmm, ominous. I glared at the minimum necessary school schedule I created. I never gotten to see Bloodrune in real time last night, of course. Saw it when it was up to YouTube, so it didn't matter. But I still didn't feel any better. The last thing Shogun had said before he left was like he knew how scared I was of God's gaze. Couldn't possibly be a coincidence. I tried to think of how he might know. Had my personal info leaked? Or was this somebody from ESO who was out to get me? A godlike player like me has lots of friends, but also lots of enemies. Well, most of those enemies were just haters, though. You know, guys who were jealous of Knight's heart, strength, and charisma. Sure, buddy, sure. It was best to just ignore them, I'd always found. No, that wasn't what was important right now. Even after I logged into ESO, I couldn't stop wondering who he was, to the point where I couldn't even concentrate on my grinding. To make matters worse, today was the worst day possible. One of the days where he needs to go to school. Oh no! So scary! Ah. Oh god, I called that. It was unfortunately a day where I had to go to school. I didn't want to go, but if I didn't follow my schedule, might come back to bite me later. Might even end up being held back. I'm so sleepy though. I did my best to stifle a yaw as I staggered down the road to school. My walking speed it would take about 10 minutes to get there. 10 minutes to get to school by walking. God, I wish. Whenever I had to walk to school, it would take a fucking hour. Anyway, once I started moving, I only felt worse. I felt exhausted. It was weirdly hard to breathe. There was an awful sweat dripping from every pore of my body. This always happened whenever I went to school. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Why did I have to go to school at all when all it meant was suffering? I mumbled to myself as I stared down at the white lines on the asphalt, but I kept going. Life is suffering, buddy. It's just the way it is. My route took me through Shoto Park. Once I was through the park, the school was right there. As I walked by a lake, I could see an older couple out for a morning walk, and a salaryman sitting on a bench reading the sports section. For a park on the outskirts of a major downtown area like Shibuya, it was quiet. Was a perfect place to relax. Uh, Guru usually involves bones and organs exposed more than just blood. Hmm. Okay. The thing! He said the thing! This reminds me of one of those soldiers in my bathroom. It was apparently taking people's eyes. Apparently, I don't know why, but I told me for apparently you lived alongside a whole bunch of psychopaths, apparently. Holy. After the war got sent to an assassin, apparently I found out more reasons. You just losing his mind to the fact that he felt so much guilty over every person he killed. The reason. So you got something. It's getting late for me. Good night. Good night, A. Fisher. Thanks for attending at least this like initial hour of the stream. And yeah, good night. I sat down on one of the benches. Every day I went to school, I would always sit here in the morning and eat my breakfast, surrounded by leaves that were gradually beginning to change color, and watch the placid surface of the lake. Breakfast was a pastry I'd bought at the local convenience store. This would keep me going until evening. Yeah, this is also where me and the protagonist like are different because just a pastry for breakfast and it can keep you going till evening. Nah, I'm a bottomless like hole when it comes to food. I can stuff a whole fucking pizza down my no, I'm not that fat, but still, it takes me quite a bit more than just a pastry to get me through the day. I never ate lunch. Yeah, I never be able to do that. Nobody wanted to eat with a creepy otaku like me. I certainly didn't want to eat alone when everyone else was in a group. The self-conscious bullshit. Just eat it, man. Fuck everyone else. Why would I skip on like food just because I'm alone? I don't get this shit. Why do people feel so self-conscious about eating alone? Like, is it even supposed to be something shameful? I don't get it, man. I never felt any shame eating alone. I just really don't get it, this. I washed down the cream-filled pastry with a can of soda and stared up at the sky. The sky above Shibuya was kinda cloudy and never totally clear. This was true no matter what season it was. My family's home was just a few stops away from Shibuya by train, but something made it feel like a whole different world. Oddly enough, the gray sky didn't bother me. I didn't know why, but it didn't. I looked at my watch to check the time. I needed to get going, or I'd be late. Being late was the one thing I absolutely couldn't do. If I wanted to only go to school 2.5 times a week, how the fuck does that work? Then I needed to make sure I didn't stand out at all costs. I needed to be like the air we breathe, completely invisible. I needed to avoid DQNs, the delinquents and thugs I hated more than anything, and teachers, and spend my day undisturbed in peace and quiet. That was my goal for my school life. So the protagonist wants to be an extrovert, but is too much of a loser to admit it. Pretty much. Also, hello, Kodokunasu. Took you a while to get to the stream. Generally, I see you at the beginning, but still, thank you for just attending at all. I really appreciate you being here. Also, Takumi confirms what Generico Geronimo said. I remember how my enemies, when I was at work, committed Mm, unspeakable things apparently to survive. Hey, God, we killed, then. Oh no, I haven't heard that some of the soldiers that were with me did the same. Given that their situation, like, that was literally war, I understand, but Jesus, just imagining that is making me actually sick. Suimei Academy, that was the name of the school I attended. It wasn't a very old school. It had been built within the last 10 years. This meant the building was clean and new, and it was often used as a set for TV shows with a school theme. The uniform had been designed by some famous designer, and a lot of the Dumber girls had chosen this school specifically to wear them. Do you need to be this much of a dick? You know, maybe if you weren't, you would actually have a girlfriend, you know? I swear to Christ. Anyway, it was in theory a college prep school, but the school's test scores were slightly above average at best. The school rules were really strict, but they were constantly telling prospective students about how much they respected student autonomy and independence. It was pretty funny how they tried to trick you. Well, I guess the rules were really there in name only. Nobody enforced them. So the school is just Brazil. Like it's a little Brazil inside Japan. Anyway, and before anyone says anything, like anyone accuses me of, oh, that's xenophobic, I'm Brazilian. I get to say that. After all, even somebody like me who only went to school 2.5 times a week could still graduate. Yeah, the school's rules have to be pretty lax for anyone to be able to do that. By the time I arrived at the school gate, there were enough students around me that it was starting to get noisy. I don't like crowds, so I kept my head down as I walked through the gates. In my mind, I was repeating, please nobody talk to me, over and over. I don't think, given the kind of person you are, I don't think anyone wants to talk to you, dude. I certainly wouldn't want to. Like, I was the kind of person that. I'm going to sound like a fucking extrovert, like saying this, but I swear it to you I wasn't. But I was the type of person who would see someone alone and I actually would talk to them. I like to actually go and talk to, like, the loners at school and actually become friends with them, you know? I didn't think of it as, before anyone thinks I'm a dick, I didn't think of it as just me being superior to them or like me having pity on them. I just really wanted to be their friend. But if I ever saw someone like Takumi at my school, uh, like I would stay far away, honestly. And it's me we're talking about. But anyway. I had a sister a year younger than me who was also a student here. She would commute from home. Any day I ran into her was a disaster. God, I remember when I used to study at the same school as my brother. Uh, that was a fun, like, part of my life, I'll say. I like my brother. Anyway, fortunately, I didn't see her today, Dick, and made it safely to my classroom. I slunk into my seat without letting my eyes meet anybody else's. For a moment, I thought that some of the girls who were chatting near me looked my way, but it was just for an instant. They quickly returned to their conversation without saying a word. I knew they were all thinking that I was a weird, creepy loser. I mean, are they wrong though? Like even I think you're a loser, dude. Like seriously, you really need to like just improve and like be better. Like, there's nothing wrong with being an introvert or having few friends or even no friends at all, but your attitude is just awful at the very core. Like, this has nothing to do with any of those things, with being a nerd or an introvert or anything. Your attitude is just awful as a person. Dude. Anyway. But if you ask me, you 3D girls are way creepier than I am. I'm not even gonna comment on this. If you find me creepy, just don't look at me. Just pretend I'm not here. They're literally doing that. Heck, this is all just a thing of your head. Maybe they just thought, oh my god, why does this guy look so tired? Like, because of his eye bags. Like, I worry about him sometimes. Maybe that's what they're thinking, you know? Why do you just assume the word? Anyway. Just do that and I'll live my life without bothering any of you. That's already happening. No one is bothering you and you're not bothering anyone. This is literally all in your head. If you DQN, they're not DQNs, dude. They literally did fuck all to you. They looked in your direction. They didn't even say anything anyway. Decide to keep calling me creepy? They didn't. All the time instead? That's your problem, not mine. That's what I always say. I just can't understand it. No one said anything about you. This is all in your head. Literally nothing happened. Stop. Nothing happened. Maybe you want attention from the people you call creepy? Is that it? I made my point. I stayed in my seat, staring down silently at the surface of my desk, trying not to move at all. Yo, Taku. Out of nowhere, somebody slapped me lightly on the back. I jerked and then looked up annoyed. Is today one of the days you come to school? Hey, look, someone who is, like, way better person than I am and actually wants to be friends with this guy for whatever reason. God bless your soul, dude. I know I wouldn't be able to do it. Misumi. It was Daisuke Misumi, my classmate. He was standing there with a friendly smile on his face. He was handsome and supposedly girls really liked him. And because of that, I'm guessing he's enemy number one in your mind. Also, how do you know he's handsome? Is there something you want to tell me, Protag? I swear I don't. I'm not gonna judge you for it. I just wanna know. He was always a self-proclaimed playboy who, according to him, was always dating several girls at once. Oh no, if this is true, that's one piece of shit. I retract what I said. From my perspective, he was a man who had completely given himself over to the DQN side. Oh yeah, this dude certainly. That's a dick move. He wasn't somebody I wanted anything to do with, but look, given the type of person you are, you don't get to choose your friends. I'm sorry to say, dude. Man, you always look so gloomy. Up all night playing games? Didn't get enough sleep? No. He was the one person in class who always tried to talk to me. Maybe you should value that. Maybe even someone as despicable as him could add to your life, you know? He and I had nothing in common, either in terms of personality or hobbies, but for some reason he was always trying to talk to me. Maybe he's just a good person trying to help you. You know, how about you? You get my point already. It's been this way ever since we became classmates at the start of the year, and I never managed to figure it out. If I was a girl, I could understand it, but why would he want to talk to a guy? Whatever. I mean, I know you're a hikikomori and you never leave your house, but try to speak up when you're answering somebody's question. If I could, I would. Just talking to a 3D person was suffering. You're a lost cause. I got so nervous my voice wouldn't even come out right, and since I wasn't used to talking, I would always stammer. At least that part is okay. There's nothing wrong with that, at least. I get so scared of saying something stupid and me being made fun of that I hated talking to anybody. Again, at least that part I can understand. Nothing wrong with being socially anxious, especially if you're not used to it. You don't understand my pain. Don't tell me what to do. As much of an asshole as this protagonist is, I'm going to give him that at least. That's fair. Oh, and I'm not a I'm not a hikikomori either. Yeah, sure, dude. Hikikomori is someone who never leaves the room, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. That's not who I am. You literally only leave your room out of obligation. You would be a hikikomori if you could. Like, don't you give me this bullshit. I can understand you getting nervous around a girl, but you keep acting like that when I talk to you. People are going to think we're both gay. I have no words to that. Anyway, before I continue, let me read some comments. Who is Blood talking to? Mid-sentence, it seems like he's replying to someone. I believe 2.5 means he could go 2 days a week to school, and the next week he's obligated to go 3 days next week. That's fair. No, what you say makes total sense. Brazil literally has their own little Japan inside São Paulo. Wait, Takumi, are you also Brazilian? Is everyone here Brazilian? And by the way, good news. I remember how the war ended. It was happy, but then apparently my country's government brought all the soldiers, told them that they can either, to be silent about the actions we committed in the war. They simply told us to be silent and don't tell anyone, we won't kill you. Those who have lost their minds already been sent to a sense. No, whoever they said cittering, you want to speak out the actions that simply said, okay, you are going to jail, and all those who tried to speak out went to jail. Well, tech is later and I'm still alive. I have no words, dude. You just went through a lot. This reminded me when I was at school. People were scared of the school pew-pews that were happening. They were all scared of me. There was a day I grabbed my umbrella and a bunch of people ran. It was more humorous with me, but my nickname in high school was Columbine, so I relate. Man, I felt bad for an entire week because of that, and thanks to that I became what I am nowadays, lol. Yeah, that's not how it works. Hikikomoris need to leave the room sometime. Everybody does. You need to buy food. Generical, where I'm from is a secret. Okay, Takumi, thanks for the answer. Anyway, let's continue with the story now. Was he lying about dating those girls and he was actually into men? I pulled my body away from him, trying to put some distance between us. In doing so, I almost fell out my chair, so I quickly grabbed onto my desk. That's... no offense, dude, but that's just going to make you look even more gay. Like, literally blushing and pulling away from this guy when he says that this is not a good look, if that's what you're trying to avoid. Lamau, your school is wild. Oh, yeah, it was. What the hell are you doing? Misumi, are you gay? What is this conversation, man? Huh? Of course not. Did you forget about all those girls I'm dating? You can date a bunch of girls and still be gay, you know. Bisexuality is a thing. Right. Phew, you scared me for a second. Why is he being gay scary? What? Whatever. Anyway. And what's more, Misumi looked around to see who was nearby before suddenly lowering his voice. He gave me a mischievous grin. I slept with my third girl from this class yesterday. You want to hear who it was? You're starting to sound like my cousin. I have a cousin who is exactly like that. Oh god, I want to hear about this guy's sexual exploits as much as I want to hear about his, which is not at all. No, not really. Oh, come on. Act interested. It was Tanaka. This motherfucker's full of crap. Full of cap. in an African accent. Are you gay? Is he gay? Then who is gay? Oh god, I remember that interview. Who's Tanaka? It's almost October and you don't even know the names of your classmates yet? To be fair, I relate to that. I'm really bad with names. Well, I guess if you're not into 3D woman, that makes sense. He sighed and shrugged his shoulders. The one thing I could say for him was this: he never insulted my hobby, that is, my love of 2D characters. You know, again, no matter how awful this guy is, like, you should really value that. That's a really rare friend to fight, especially in high school. Like, you should really be thankful for this guy. Come on, man. He never called me creepy. It wasn't his thing, but he never said anything about it. In that respect, maybe he wasn't such a bad guy after all. Maybe that's why when he talked to me, I actually tried to talk back. You know what? That's fair. Seems like I judged the protagonist too quickly. He is at least trying in his own way. He doesn't understand, but he is trying to be friends with this guy as much as he can. You know what? I'll take the L on that. That's fair. That takes care of almost all the cute girls in this class. I'm thinking of moving on to the girls in the next class over. Maybe he was a bad guy after all. At least that's what the girls would think of if they heard him. I don't blame them. There's this really cute girl in class D who almost never comes to school. That's kind of hot, don't you think? So she's female Takumi? Oh, I guess you would say it's moe, not hot, right? You really trying way too hard, dude. Bless your heart. Well, not really. You're an awful piece of shit, but you get the point. Don't use that word when you don't even know what it means. Anyway, I know you don't care about this stuff, so I'll stop talking about it. So, you heard about New Gen? To be honest, I was really surprised to hear that from him. I thought he was only interested in chasing skirts. I couldn't imagine him looking at the newspaper or reading the news. That group dive, they say it was actually a murder. Huh? I mean it. It was in Sports Tokyo. Wait, Sports Tokyo was his source? Who could believe a thing written on that paper? Well, apparently it was true, right? So... Also, let me just see something here. Source. Oh, I know what a source is. I thought they were going to talk about Sports Weekly. And anyway, I already knew that. And also, I didn't care. You should fucking care. And get this, the killer was a girl, and a hot one too. That shouldn't fucking matter. Who cares if the killer was a hot girl, dude? It's a killer. That's what fucking matters. Dude! According to the witnesses. A girl. As I looked at the excitement on Misumi's face, I finally understood. Misumi, no. Don't stick your dick in crazy, man. This does not end well. So that's what compelled him to actually pick up a newspaper. Dude, no. Was a girl. It only made sense, I thought to myself. Wait, did that mean he was okay with dating a murderer as long as they were cute? Oh my god, dude. Suddenly, I'm not afraid of the killer anymore. Dude! Come on, man. Stop thinking what you're dating. Anyway, I could see myself going for that if it was a 2D girl, but... You know what, Protect? That's at least slightly more tolerable. That's fair. Misumi was looking out the window and off into the distant sky. He looked like he was on the cusp of achieving some great enlightenment. I wonder what the killer's like. Is she really hot, you think? I'd love to meet her. This was a man who made all his decisions with his little head. I was sure of this now. Yeah, this is my cousin to a T. She might kill other people, but she wouldn't kill me. I'm sure of that. I mean, just look at how cool I am, right? Even a serial killer would fall in love with me. You know what? Go try this. Test your luck, buddy. See how this works out for you. And then she wouldn't kill him. He thought, man, talk about an optimist. I found myself feeling scared by how confident he looked. I don't really care. Sure, maybe not. But you know she's probably around this town somewhere, right? You might pass her by any minute. Yeah, that is something you should worry about, actually. Maybe Misumi was the killer. I'd be really surprised if that was the case. No, that was probably impossible, but I couldn't rule out the possibility that the killer was somebody from this school. Just let me check something. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, okay. If that turned out to be the case, maybe I could come up with something about how I gotten PTSD and be able to graduate without having to go to school. Takumi is the kind of person that sees a burning building and thinks, how could this benefit me? What a fucking piece of shit. Anyway, hey, why don't you go see the crime scene with me? What psychotic conversation is this? It's within walking distance of the school. They say you can still see the blood. No, no, fucker. No, I don't wanna do that. I didn't feel interested in the slightest. My goal for today was to get through my classes without any trouble. Go to Seratan, and then go back inside the world where I was God. Kobachi and Hasegawa said they went already too. I mean it, I don't care. What the fuck is happening? I hated to disappoint Misumi when he was so excited, but I had no intention of going. I opened my mouth to squeak out some excuse, but he wasn't listening. Maybe I'll run into her when we get there, you know? They say the criminal returns to the scene of the crime and stuff. That's exactly why you... Whatever, I'm tired. I guess you would be her next target and atone for your sins with death, like that. Your sins can be, I don't know, being a hikikomori, I guess. You're talking way too lightly about this. Also, what the fuck is this effect? What the fuck is happening? Am I supposed to be clicking something? I'm not a hikikomori. I try to protest. But I worry that he might hate me or try to bully me and just gulp down my words. I bit my lip and looked away from him. I found myself looking around the room, saw something written on the blackboard. At first, I didn't really care what it was. All I noticed was that there was some writing there. But the more I looked, the more something seemed wrong. Huh? Finally, I leaned out of my chair. Those choices? I don't know. The game didn't tell me fucking anything. Was I supposed to have done something there? The fuck? Move out the way. Ow, what's gotten into you? Whose eyes are... Yeah, protagonist, I feel like you should start taking this shit a bit more seriously. This is... This is not okay. I pushed past Misumi and walked up to the blackboard. When I saw the words written there, I felt like my heart was strangling itself in my chest. Whose eyes are those? The words I always silently said to myself whenever I felt the gaze of God. I never told them to anyone else. There was no one to tell them to. Not even Misumi. Nobody in this class could possibly know that I said that phrase all the time. Why? Who? For what reason? I spun around and looked around the classroom. Only Misumi was paying any attention to me. Everyone else was talking to themselves or reading manga they weren't supposed to have at school or sleeping at their desks. Who? Who wrote this? When did they do that? To how would I say this? To like tackle a bit of a lighter topic for a bit. I actually used to bring manga to school. Like whenever there was a time in between classes, I used to read manga, like in order to catch up. Uh, like, I use that time to catch up on manga. Is pretty much what I'm saying. Either that, or if I was like, if I had enough energy, I used to draw. Um, I don't know. Playing this game is just like lighting up or making me remember those moments. That's what I mentioning then. But anyway, who wrote this? When did they do it? Was that already on the blackboard when I come in? I couldn't remember. Usually I didn't pay any attention to what was on the blackboard. What did you read? um I I don't know if this is going to be surprising to any of you, but I exclusively brought ecchi manga to school, like Sankarea or Chobits or like Trier Jacks or Soul Eater Not. Pretty much everything I brought to school was some kind of ecchi. Um, what was it? Dance in the Vampire Band, those types of things, because I had no shame. Heck, I don't have shame to this day. That's why I have this channel. Anyway, hello, what's gotten into you? Misumi walked up to me and grabbed me by the shoulders to shake me. Are you listening? Yo, Taku. It didn't matter who'd written then. It was just a coincidence. People use those words all the time. Pure cope. It was just some stupid scribbling. Yeah, just some stupid scribbling. How many layers of denial do you have to be protected? Take this seriously. Go to the police or some shit. Bro, I wish I had physical copies of the Vampire Band manga. Oh no, I actually, sorry, um, like, maybe I made myself, like, maybe I, gave you the wrong idea. Like, I have physical copies of most of what I mentioned, but no, there were quite a few manga I read on my phone, like on the internet, and Vampire Band was one of them. I also didn't find the physical copies. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Wow, nah, that's too much for me, lol. The max ecchi I brought was Evangelion. You are weak and pathetic. No, no, that's you shouldn't bring ecchi manga to school. Like I was just crazy. Like you are correct in what you did. Yo, you remind me of another resilient, but he was buff and he was apparently read and have realizations about murder and snuff films. I heard he was on the news. I have to get. You know a lot of very colorful people, Fallen Angel. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. I tried to tell myself that, but I was still really scared. That's your brain working. That's your fucking brain working. Actually. And telling you to stop being an idiot about this. The Evangelion light novel is crazy. I never read that, so I can neither confirm nor deny. I never did figure out who'd written them. I wanted to go around the class and ask, but I didn't have the courage. Before long, homeroom began. The teacher came in and asked who wrote this on the blackboard. He sounded annoyed and erased them. It was really creepy, but I decided I was going to force myself to behave normally. If I let myself seem scared, I'd just be admitting the message had something to do with me. And it didn't, okay? It was just a coincidence. I kept telling myself that over and over until it was time for me to go to a net cafe after school, just like I planned to do. If you have good internet at home, why would you go to a net cafe? Why? What? Anyway. Bro, why did the OST had to match Fallen's comment so much? Yeah, that was some pretty coincidental appropriate music there for what I was reading. Jesus Christ. The cafe's name was At Cafe. It was the one place I like going. Wow, what a fucking creative fucking whatever, man. It was along Center Street in Shibuya. There were a lot of loser salarymen and DQ and 3D girls there. You don't get to call anyone that you fucking whatever. But you got your own personal room, so it didn't matter. Minor spoilers, but the Ava novel has some crazy stuff like Giantess Asuka and Mary has a lolly cat girl. Can you send me the link? I feel like I need to read that now. That sounds like Evangelion, but actually good. The room I was in, room 37, was kind of my personal spot. It was the one furthest back in the cafe, because of course it was. It sucked when you wanted to get some of the free soda, but it was relatively quiet because not many people came by. I would always come here once or twice a week on my way home from school so that I could log into ESO under a different ID. Can't you just make another? No, but he. What do you mean a different ID? Like a different IP address or just a different account? And if it is just a different account, then why not just have that on your own computer at home? Why the fuck? I don't get it, man. I really don't. Was my way of relaxing. Nightheart was too well known, you see. I literally can't even. I enjoyed being famous, but having to be the hero everywhere, looked up to all the time was stressful. That I I guarantee you that that's not the case. No one looks up to you, dude. No one at school like is calling you a creep or a loser, and no one in the like game is has this delusion that you're like a great hero or anything like that. Like all of this is just in your head. You need to start living a bit more in reality. You know? Jesus Christ, this fucker. This self-absorbed fucking like arrogant and at the same time self-deprecating loser who thinks worse of every my god. Anyway, that's why I like to play with a different avatar sometimes. This character was a girl. Her name was Lizolette. Lizolette didn't really have many big accomplishments to her name, though whenever I played as her, I made sure other characters got the glory. It worked out. I worked out some stress by playing for 3 hours, just grinding, never really doing any hard content. Then I talked about dumb stuff and some naughty stuff with the rest of my guild. Again, I see no reason why you couldn't just do that at your own computer. By the time I left the cafe, it was almost 9 p.m. Center Street at this hour was filled with DQNs. Like, you use that word so often that it has just lost meaning. I thought that word was supposed to apply to delinquents, but you just use it to anyone you don't like some of the worst people on Twitter. That's what this fucking protagonist is. He's just a Twitter user. That's all Takumi is. He's just a fucking Twitter user. I anyway. They would sit on the sidewalk like they owned the place, eating fast food and laughing their disgusting voices. It made me want to vomit. Delinquent is when you talk to your friends and have fun. I swear, this fucker. And if you made eye contact with them, they get mad and attack you. They were barbarians. Usually I'd agree with you, but I'm pretty sure like that these attacks are all in your head by everything you said. So no, fuck off. No, they weren't even human. They were worse than that. They were animals. They didn't have a shred of common social decency or intelligence. I wish they would all just die. I mean it too. It wasn't something I was just saying. No, I take it back. This is not just a Twitter user. I'm playing as the synthetic man. This is just the synthetic man. This is the synthetic man, the video game. Fucking hell. But you know, just dealing with them was a waste of time, and I wasn't the kind of guy to waste time, so I quickly left Center Street. I could say so much about this, but whatever. We need to keep going with the game. Lol, so even more Ultraman references. After leaving Ant Cafe, I would always stop at either the nearby manga darake or animate that was a little further away. Today I decided to go to animate and headed for the station south entrance. Let me just see something. Guild, Avatar, PTSD, Source, Lurker, Libido. I know what fucking Libido is, man. Why is there an entry for Shake and Shiver? Phrase used by 2000 eras Japanese otaku when filled particularly terrified. Yeah, I think I can get that by context. I feel like I didn't need an entry for this. Let me see. No, no. There isn't any explanations for the shit I want explained. Anyway. I think you can get in a place called Vienmeido, where I used to get all my light novel. Since you're Brazilian, I found working links on a site literally called Evangelion BR. Evangelion BR. Okay. I'm sorry for interrupting, but since you mentioned it, I just have to, like, put that in the notepads. Fucking hell. Let me just add, like, Vienmeido. Oh no, Vienmeido, actually I went to that site, it doesn't work for me. Fuck. So I'm going to visit, fucking hell. Stop. Going to visit Evangelion BR for the Evangelion light novel. Okay. It's crazy how many early 2000s animes and novels had legal rights to mention animates, gamers, and other real life places so frequently. Oh, so these are actually real locations. Then, okay. Okay, why are my viewers telling me what I wanted the game to explain? Why is the game explaining so much shit that like I can get by context and not explaining me the shit I actually want to know? Whatever. Anyway, thanks Otakami. That was really nice to know. So the protect has a form of realistic dual personality. His mind is full of bull, but he acts normally near other normal people. You know, like going by that angle, uh, yeah, this is really interesting, honestly. Uh, like the protagonist is annoying, like especially going by that angle, but he is well written annoying. Like clearly, the people writing want you to despise him. So you know what? Yeah, I'm getting annoyed at him, but that's the emotion I'm supposed to feel. So yeah, that is well written, and apparently it's even like representative of some real life condition. So yeah, pretty cool. Again, you guys are giving me way more information than the game with the literal encyclopedia. You're just the best. Anyway. Today I decided to go to Animate and headed for the station south entrance. There were far fewer meaningless words here. Really, Center Street was pure chaos. Just walking through there made it hard to breathe. If I could have, I would have rather never gone there at all. I wish they just tear the whole place down, leaving only at cafe and manga darake. Anyway, it was time to look at some manga and doujinshi. Just let me drink some water because my throat is killing me. Oh, and Bloodtune's fifth DVD was probably about to go up for pre order. At some point, I found myself in narrow street in Maruya Macho. That's a funny name. This was the route I used on my way back to the base from Animate. They are establishments very popular among otaku in Shibuya. The Ayanami Rei Raisin Sin straight up has in-game shops from of 10 where you buy items and cosplay for her. Actually, I heard about the Ayanami Rei Raisin Sin. It seems pretty interesting. Do you know how I could play it? Like, do you have any idea where I could get that one too? Maybe I'll even stream it for the channel if you do. Who knows? Anyway, I found myself forced to blink several times. Then I took a look inside my bag. There were a few textbooks along with a portable game system. I hadn't bought anything anime today. Usually I always made sure to buy at least one thing. I sighed and started to walk. From here, it was less than 15 minutes to the base. You didn't have to get that far from the station for all the lights and neon to disappear, along with most of the people. At most, you saw middle aged couples heading for the hotels or salarymen heading to their homes nearby. It was quiet and calm. It was hard to believe that this was the same Shibuya as Center Street, with its hordes of DQE. Whatever. It was cloudy tonight, and the moon was hidden. The street seemed even darker than usual. Again, I knew the route well, with its filthy, dark streets. But today it felt strange, like I'd wandered into another world. Emulation law. I think streaming the game would be very annoying for you because the game is meant to be played with your DS sideways, so never got it to work on my emulator. Oh, then forget about it. Especially DS emulation, that shit. I don't know why. Maybe it was the site where I downloaded it from, but that shit literally killed one of my computers. Like, we had to scrub the whole thing clean and even install Windows again. I lost everything because of fucking DS emulator that I downloaded. So yeah, I'm not doing that again. Everything looked the same as always, but it felt like I was coming here for the first time. And there was this odd smell, like rotting garbage. I could feel the humidity clinging to my skin. If I hadn't known better, I would have assumed it had just rained. The air felt sticky. No, hang on. What did I mean again? I felt a sense of jamais vu. When was it? Oh, actually, that I want to know. Deja vu, jamais vu. Deja vu is originally a French phrase meaning already dreamed. It refers to a feeling that one has already experienced something, despite experiencing it for the first time. This feeling is extraordinarily real, far too real to be written off as simple forgetfulness or a dream. It is impossible, however, to remember exactly when one experienced a situation before, which leads to a strong feeling of disorientation. The cause of deja vu remains undetermined. One theory says that it's an extremely rare and temporary phenomenon caused by desynchronization between the parts of the brain responsible for determining if a situation has been experienced before, and the parts responsible for retrieving memory. Another theory says that the hippocampal gyrus, the part of the brain responsible for spatial processing and scene recognition, can sometimes experience a slight tremor, which results in deja vu. The opposite of deja vu is jamais vu, which is when one sees a scene they've seen many times before, but it feels as though they experienced it for the first time. Okay, okay. Jamais vu is deja vu for contrarians. Yeah, that's fair. It's not the same, but the Evangelion angel raising sin for the Wonder Swan is translated. Wow, yeah, valid reason. But if you're crazy enough, Melons is very good. I'll at least write that down on the notepad. Just give me a sec, and we'll continue. Melons emulation. I'll just keep this open, fuck it. I feel that a lot. I should be. I feel that a lot. I should be. Wait. Sorry. I feel that a lot. Should I be worried? Not really. Like, the game is giving all these crazy explanations and whatever, but being real for a second, uh, like the calls for deja vu or jamais vu is generally just forgetfulness, like genuine forgetfulness. Like you've been through that situation before, or you've been through a very similar situation, uh, but you forgot it, and that's what you're feeling. You are having a more or less vague memory of something, which is what's causing the deja vu. Like most of the time, deja vu is really not something too special. So don't worry, it's uh, like something completely normal. This is going to become an Ava channel at this rate. God no, Jesus Christ. Also, Mr. Sujano channel has very good links. Another thing for the notepad. Damn it, I was getting reality and my delusions mixed in. What? And that was what the psychologist on TV said would happen if you play too many video games. I'm not even gonna comment about this. Either way, it felt like I was coming here for the first time. And that wasn't all. I felt a prickling on the back of my neck, a feeling like somebody was looking down at me. I wasn't imagining it. No matter how fast I tried to walk, the gaze kept following me. Somebody was watching me right now. Their gaze was so powerful I could physically feel it. I wanted to look back, but I decided not to. This was a game I sometimes played with myself. Whenever I heard a small sound or felt like somebody was watching me, I played the I'm not turning around that easy game. You're playing with fire there, protagonist. If I turned around, I lost. Usually, whenever I felt the gaze, I had delusions about ghosts or monsters with incredibly scary faces. Yet, throughout all 17 years of my life, I never turned around and actually seen something there. I, I'd kind of started to enjoy this game since I knew it was probably safe. Again, one of these days it's not going to be safe and you're gonna regret it. You shouldn't be doing that. I listen for a moment, then raise an eyebrow in suspicion, then I'd say a line from a manga. It wasn't that I was too scared to turn around, okay? Hey, you want a piece of me? Whose eyes are those? Just kidding. I tried to desperately remind myself that I wasn't scared, but the next thing I knew, I stopped walking. I could feel the tension in the air change slightly. My face was damp with sweat. My knees were threatening to buckle. I gave in and turned around. I lost the game, but of course there was nobody there, not even a passing car. Why did everything feel so strange all of a sudden? Oh, the ringing in my ears had stopped. I only noticed after the sound stopped. Until that moment, there had been a sound like a ringing in my ears. But I hadn't been aware of it at all. Now I couldn't hear anything. It was suddenly dead silent, far too silent for the middle of a city. Mm. Felt like any sound would be crystal clear. I closed my eyes tight to listen. I couldn't hear anything. This was weird. This was weird, right? Very weird. Usually you could hear the sounds of distant trains, car horns, faint noise like that. So why? Were my ears broken? God, that's a scary thought, just going deaf out of nowhere. Makes me feel sick just imagining it, man. That anyway. I wanted to scream as loud as I could. I felt like if I didn't, I'd go crazy. But I couldn't. It was so quiet, and it felt like if I broke the silence, something terrible would happen. Hmm. Yeah, we're definitely fucked. No, we're definitely fucked. Utterly and completely fucked. Suddenly, a single sound shattered the silent world. I looked ahead and saw many shiny things on the dark ground. They were scattered all around the asphalt. Nah, B, run. Exactly. No, fuck investigating that. Fucking run, man. It isn't worth it, man. Crosses? The moment I realized what they were, my legs unfroze and began to move forward. No, move backward. Backward, you stupid fuck. I picked one of them up. It was metal, and its long tip was sharp like a needle. Stake? A nail? It was strangely shaped, so I mistaken it for a cross. I gripped the stake, dazed. I could hear it, a faint sound like of some kind, echoing. A cold sound, one that would make your blood turn to ice. It would start and stop and start again. My legs kept moving forward. I walked on as if drawn to the source of the sound. Was it just a desire to see something scary? Maybe I wanted somebody to save me, to rescue me by plucking me out this world of silence. It was like something from an old German fairy tale. Quite specific. Okay. Which one was it again? Oh, right, the Pied Piper of Hamelin. Dude, if you actually read that tale, you should fucking run. What are you doing going to the direction of the scary sound? Run, you fucking idiot. Where the piper leads over 100 children on a march with the sound of his flute. The sound kept going. It was an awful sound, like something hitting something else. As I walked on, it kept getting closer. It was coming from the back of the narrow alley on the left. Only once I rounded the corner, I'd see what it was. For some reason, I didn't think to turn around. The very idea of turning around never occurred to me. It was like I wasn't in control of my own body. You know what? Fair. Like, if this isn't you doing it, I can't exactly call you a dumbass for this. I walked around the corner and saw, in the darkness, brilliant red. Well, we found the killer, I guess. Yeah, I feel like this is the time to run, man. The first thing I thought was that I'd seen something like it before. Also that it didn't look real at all. Maybe a few screws loose in my mind and My senses had become numb. In normal conditions, I would have screamed, fallen back on my butt, and peed myself right then and there. But something that looked like a porcupine or maybe a pincushion. Countless stakes were nailed into the wall. As I stared at it, I realized that red blood was pouring out from beneath the stakes. The brilliant red I'd seen was a pool of blood. Faint light from the street lamps outside the alley just barely reached in, making the red glisten. There was also all these little glistening pieces of something. They kind of looked like hunks of meat. I tried to swallow, but my throat was parched dry. There wasn't a single drop of saliva in my mouth. I'd realized the thing nailed to the wall by those stakes was a human corpse. It was so far removed from my everyday life, so brutal, so overwhelming. The one who had done it, the one who had pounded all these stakes into raw concrete, was a single young girl. How could I tell? By her being the only person there? Because she was standing right there in front of the corpse, holding stakes in her blood-stained hands. Her back was turned, so I couldn't tell what the look on her face was. But the uniform she was wearing, it was Suimei's. The awful smell, like raw, rotting garbage, clung to my nostrils even more firmly. Every few seconds I felt like I was about to throw up. I put my hand on my mouth so that I wouldn't vomit. And then I finally realized where the sense of deja vu I'd been having came from. The pictures in Shogun's links. I didn't realize I'd spoken aloud until it was too late. This would prove to be a fatal mistake. You stupid, stupid idiot. Saw the girl's shoulders twitch as she heard my voice. Then she slowly turned around. Her gaze pierced me. Her eyes were so flat and empty. She had killed him. Oh. She had looked at me with startled wide eyes. Her expression then shifted to something that combined smile with tears, and then... "I'm so glad," she whispered. Glad? Glad about what? Why would anyone be glad about anything right now? It didn't make sense. It was so bizarre I felt a cold chill run down my spine and quickly looked away. Suddenly occurred to me that I didn't want to get involved in anything weird. Yes, fucking run, dude. Like, now is the time to fucking run. I couldn't talk to real girls anyway. Also, she was a murderer. The cops were in their way. I was hungry too. I feel like... fucking protect... Can you... Whatever. I had enough of this guy. Yeah, time to go home. Time to leave. Otherwise, yeah, run. I'd go crazy. Taku. Suddenly she said my name. Hadn't introduced myself. I'd never seen her before. I wanted to meet you. Yeah, nah, bitch. I don't want to meet you. That's for sure. Her lips curled upward into a terrible grin, like a demon's. I screamed, and as I screamed I ran, kept yelling until my throat hurt, running as fast as I could. First intelligent decision you made. Just once I looked back, but she wasn't following me. I was out of breath. I could hear the sound of my own panting. My own panting. Did you call the police? You should. You're not safe yet until you do that. Heck, even after doing that, you're not safe yet. So yeah, really get to that as fast as possible and lock that fucking door. I was sitting in front of my computer monitor. My whole body was soaked with sweat, and my clothes were too. What did I just see? Was that a delusion of mine? I still felt like I was about to throw up, so I went to the fridge, got a soda, and gulped it down. It was a really realistic delusion, if I did say so myself, but way too gory. I was even still out of breath. If it was just a delusion, how could I be out of breath? That was impossible. I felt something strange in my right hand. I was holding it so tightly that my fingers had turned white. Until that moment, I hadn't even realized it. My heart pounding, I slowly relaxed my grip and opened my palm. Why did. Oh my god, dude. Uh, was a single stake. Scared, I flung it at the wall. It was the stake from the delusion. I remember picking up one of the ones lying on the ground. But why? Wasn't that a delusion? Accept reality and call the fucking police. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's impossible. 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 I began to wander around the room, clutching my head in my hands. I needed to figure out if what I just seen was a delusion or a reality. But before I could, I slipped on one of the CD cases on the floor and lost my balance. I reached out, tried to grab something so I wouldn't fall. The only thing in reach was the shelf where all my wives resided. By the time I realized what had happened, it was too late. I couldn't hold my weight and ended up falling back on the floor, as figure after figure poured down on me. Damn it. This was just awful. Everything was just awful. Hopefully, none of them broke. I moaned and started to see if my figures were okay. Oh god, I feel that in my soul, man. God, most painful scene in the whole game. Wow, the sword for my Ignistan from Jingai Makyo. It had broken clean in two. I bought that thing in an online auction, had to pay a whole bunch for it. Damn it all. Okay, dude, I know that this is important and all, but there are things you should be focusing on right now. Yeah, this sucks, but you can solve that later. I tried to put the sword back together, but even gluing it together wouldn't really fix it. It was worthless now. Come on, this is bullshit. I kicked my chair in anger, then I started to cry. Why did this have to happen to me? What did I do? Uh, no, you know what? I'm not going to be mean. As awful as this protagonist is, he didn't do like anything to actually deserve this. So fine, he gets to feel that way. I sat down and gloomily stared at my now swordless Ignis. That's an actual character from another IP, by the way. Oh, I don't doubt it. Like I recognize Saber, but I'm pretty sure there are like characters from other like actual existing anime. Like alongside all the like OCs made just to fill his room with figures. So that doesn't surprise me at all, but thanks for pointing out. When the anger and confusion passed, I turned my mind toward the girl's face and the strange sight I'd seen. The fact that I was holding the stake meant that the murder was real, not a delusion. I didn't want to admit it, but I had no choice. By tomorrow, the media would be in an uproar. I wanted nothing to do with it, nothing at all. Call the police. If I got involved with her, no, it wasn't a her, it was some kind of monster, I'd be done for. I was already pretty close to screwed anyway. I'd taken a murder weapon home with me. The police might even think I was the killer. You know what? Yeah, as much as I keep saying call the police, call the police, call the police, like given this stupid ass decision, like he can't exactly do that since that would put him in an actual bad situation. So congratulations, you fucking idiot. I swear. And that demon saw my face. There was no escaping this now. Next she come after me. I needed to think, for my own sake, I needed to think so I could get out of this alive. I'm sure of it. Those photos were a message predicting the murder. There was no other explanation for how it happened, just like in the photos. First, the girl put together fake photos on the computer simulating exactly how the murder would happen. That was her way of making the murder. No, I bet she'd want me to call it a work of art instead of a murder. Psychopaths like her always thought that way. That was her way of making sure it was perfect. She's crazy. But why me? How did she know that I was Nightheart anyway? How did she find out my name? What was I supposed to do? She'd be coming for me before long. She knew my name and my email, so she probably knew my address too. I pulled my legs up onto my chair and crossed my hands over my knees. Then I buried my head between them. The murder I'd seen yesterday was sheer madness. Just the thought of it happening to me. I don't want to die. 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 It's okay. Huh? Seira was lying in front of my PC monitor, smiling at me. Taki, all you have to do is stay here in your room. Then the demon won't be able to get you, right? What the fuck is happening right now? If you wait long enough, the cops will catch her. Until that happens, don't believe anybody. Don't listen to anything anyone says. You don't, demons like to take advantage of the weakness in people's hearts. So no letting your guard down. Uh, well, that's the best he can do at this point. So thanks for the help. Anime girl that for some reasons on my screen. That that's very good advice actually. You can do that, right, Taki? But Seira, the best way to win sometimes is to run away. Just forget all about the 3D world. Think of it as having nothing to do with you at all. Then it's much easier, right? And if it has nothing to do with you, then there's no point in thinking about it at all. Okay, now there's some pretty bad advice. Let me give you some advice. Hikikomori are the strongest people in the world. They don't have to interact with anyone, which means nobody can attack them. Being a hikikomori is the strongest way to protect yourself. No, now you're just starting to spout bullshit. You probably want me to get murdered. So Taki, you should be a hikikomori. It's easy, right? No, don't listen to her, Taki. Taki, fucking. Don't listen to her, Takumi. She's a demon, she's trying to tempt you. Look, she has pink hair too. Like, she's probably a manifestation of that girl. Don't be fooled by her lies. Maybe you're right. No, Taki, no. Takumi, fucking. Why do I keep? That's why she was my wife after all. She was really smart. No, that's a demon. That's a demon trying to tempt you. You need to be smarter than this. I leaned forward and gently grasped Seira's thin waist. Even when my face got close to her, Seira-tan didn't seem upset at all. She just kept smiling. Thank you, Seira. I feel a lot better now. That's right, the 3D world can eat shit. That demon probably doesn't even care about a creepy otaku like me. She knows your name. She literally said she was glad to see you. Like, you should be worrying more about this, you delusional fuck. I'm safe. All I have to do is just watch my favorite anime and play ESO all day, and I'll be just fine. Oh my god. But don't forget what I said. No letting your guard down. Yeah, I know. Don't believe in anybody. Don't listen to anything anyone says. Beware of anything 3D. That was all I had to do. I'd be safe. I'm a lucky man to have Seiya care about me so much. Now then, it's time for some ESO grinding. Fly and cross, fly and cross. The promise is now. Let me read some comments before I continue. Wait, actually, I almost forgot. Very important. A lot of people do a lot of stupid things, and falling in love with a murderer is one of them. That's true. Why is it always pink hair? Hey, shut the fuck up. There are plenty of really good and really great pink-haired girls out there. Like, you shouldn't generalize like this. I have a lot of waifus with pink hair. The Pied Piper is a funny tale. Instead of having a life lesson, it had a how to deal with people lesson and to never forget to pay people for their work. To be fair, that is an important lesson. Okay, hear me out. No, no, I will not. You fucking anyway. Low. I think the demon is that Fima talking to you, Taki. True and real. Dude was snorting some powder. The final stage of Hikikomori. My goat died for this. Oh wait, he was playing chaoshead, Noah. Beware the pink thing. What? Only using one save slot? What? I think he didn't reach any choices yet. No, no, I did. Like, um, Ludmila Sun, Pounder is Sando. Fuck it. Ludmila, Sando Pounder is right. I should have saved in another slot. That was a misclick of mine. Like they're completely right. Like I shouldn't have done that. I think he didn't reach any choices yet, unless that UI change in school scene was one. It probably was, and I probably was a real idiot saving over that file. God damn it. Anyway, pink hair equals danger. Hey, again, stop discriminating. There are plenty of genuinely nice and good pink haired waifus, okay? Enough of this pink hair bigotry. Ludmila's son do pounder. Yes. Okay, so that's how you say your name. Okay. Fly and cross, fly and cross. The promise is now. Fly and cross, about to be fulfilled. Fly and cross, and at the end, fly and cross is now unleashed. A clear voice echoed across Miyashita's park in the depths of the night. On top of the pedestrian bridge over Meiji Street, as the cars came and went below, the girl they called Fez leaned up against the bridge's safety um, rail, seemingly oblivious to the noise below. Followers guided by the light of the moon. She had no audience. If she had done a real street performance, she probably would have at least 100 people stopping to listen. But for now, Fez had chosen instead to hide herself behind the veil of the night. A path of illusions that leads to this place. All she had to do was stand here in the silence. Then she could be one with the darkness, and for a moment at least, freed from the filthy air of Shibuya. That's how it seemed to her, anyway. The shouts soon turned to silence. Suddenly she looked up at the night sky. The clouds that had covered it were slowly parting, and a faint ray of moonlight trickled through. But the bright, dazzling lights of Shibuya were hiding the hesitant twinkling of the stars. Feeling peace as you fall, two hands clasping in the wind. Fess closed her mouth and reached up toward the sky. Whose eyes are ominous. I spent the entirety of the next 24 hours in Basilard. I didn't even quit to eat. I dedicated myself fully to erasing Takumi Nishijo and being Nightheart. In ESO, I was a god. I didn't need to be scared of any demons. Everybody respected me. Whatever you tell yourself, dude. Whatever you tell yourself. I always thought how nice it would be if I could spend forever in this wonderful world. Hey, oh, I got an angel halo. I got one. This thing's an ultra rare. Wow. One sec. Got an angel halo. KTKR. Okay, what the fuck is that? Short for kitakore, or it's here, a phrase used by 2000s era Japanese otaku when everything was going their way. Interesting. I need to use this right now. Let me open up my equip screen. Oh wow, my character's appearance changed. Awesome, this is awesome. Look, you gotta see this grin. Big Sis Gage. Nightheart, cut the hell out. Grin, Nightheart, cut the hell out. SW, Nightheart, cut the hell out. Nightheart, cut it the hell out. Shut up, losers, you're just jealous. You should really, well, actually, no, you probably shouldn't answer your door, given the situation you're in. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Maybe I'll head back into town and show this off. I finally had gotten one of the ultra rare drops I wanted, and I was incredibly excited. All the depression I'd been feeling had just blown away. An angel halo had a drop rate of Jesus Christ. It was completely useless and just changed the way your character looked. But it also meant that everybody could see that you had an angel halo and they would all be really jealous. Yes, Nightheart takes another step toward godhood. Hey, open the door. Shut up. Who's that pounding on my door anyway? I'm enjoying my new rare item. Don't interrupt me. You stupid brother. Yeah. Okay, at least it's not the killer. Or is it? That voice. The minute I heard it, my good mood vanished. It was an assassin sent by my parents, my little sister, Nanami. This was going to be a pain in the butt. I feel like the only one making this, that's going to make this a pain in the butt, is gonna be you if this goes any similarly to how it went in the anime. It's really mean of you to not open the door. Damn it. Storm was about to roll in. A storm is approach. Sorry. I didn't want to open the door at all, but if I kept it shut, my parents would be the next one to come. They tell me to stop living by myself and come home. My dad was pretty much the owner of this building. If he wanted to kick me out, he could. This just wasn't fair. I'm fucking about to kick you out. This building isn't mine and I'm... Ooh, this fucker. Brother, shut up. Look, I know what shut up means. Come on, I'm not that retarded. Sorry. Don't yell so loud. She was still banging on the outside of the door. The walls of a shipping container are a single piece of metal, so any sound echoes really loudly. She knew that and was doing it anyway. I unlocked the padlock on the inside and opened the doors outward. I had no other choice. Oh, there you are. Survival confirmed. Who the fuck could be like angry at this pretty little face? Who could be angry at her? Like, protagonist. How could? Anyway, this tiny shrimp of a girl was my little sister. She was 1 year younger than me. Anyway, at least answer when I'm calling your name. I thought you were dead. Every time I saw her, she was complaining about something. I'm about to reap. No, control yourself. As you could tell from the way she was standing with her hands on her hips and pouting, she was a little brat. The only brat I see is you. This is an angel of a girl. And if you ask me, she was nothing more than a huge nuisance. Anyway. Wow, your room is always such a mess. Clean it up sometime, would you? Nanami walked right into my room without even bothering to ask if it was okay. She thought she could do whatever she wanted just because she was my little sister. If I say anything, I'm going to be banned. That's how angry I am at Takumi right now. Like, this is another thing that I just can't stand. Like, obviously, me and my brother do, like, brother stuff. Like, we insult each other and we play pranks on each other. But, literally, like, it infuriates me to no end to see someone treating their family like this poorly. I always feel bad when I do that. Fucker. To those of you out there who think little sisters are moe, I have a message for you. Face reality. Look, I don't even need to, like, think that little sisters are moe to know that you're an asshole. This girl literally, as with most people in your life, she did nothing and you're just treating her like garbage because you're a garbage person. Fucking... Anyway. Well, I guess she was kinda cute. If you were a lolly fan, she might be totally your type. Don't call me out like this. But as her real brother, I didn't feel that way about her. At all. If anything, she seemed like a little baby to me. Like, okay. Again, you not being attracted to her, okay. Good thing, I have no issues with that. Just stop treating her like garbage. I don't need you to be all lovey-dovey or whatever. Just stop treating like your angel of a little sister like garbage. That's all I want. Oh, but I don't mind lolly characters. Just they have to be 2D. That's good. It smells so moldy in here. Your room's just filthy. I keep telling you to clean it. Why don't you? Asking some pretty good questions. I'm on her side on this. Well, you don't have a girlfriend to clean it for you, and you're lazy, so I knew this would happen. Can't even be mad at her. Just spitting facts. I guess I'll have to start coming by to clean it up for you. This is an angel. This is a straight up angel, and you're just... How can you do this, protagonist? How can you treat this angel as a... Oh, I'm getting so angry. But I refuse. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You lazy piece of shit. Get down on the ground and start, like, praising her like she deserves. You don't deserve this angel of a sister. You should count your stars that you have her. Why? I don't want you messing up my room. You're... Ooh. Ooh. That's mean. Is that what you say to your sister who came to see if you're alive? I hate Takumi. I hate Takumi with a passion. Well, you're not showing your older brother any respect, are you? Do you deserve any respect, fucker? No, no, you don't. From my point of view, she was being way more polite than you fucking deserve. Like, the appropriate reaction to seeing someone like you for a girl like her is to kick you in the balls. Fucking, this fucking guy. Anyway, and nobody asked you to see if I was alive anyway. You ungrateful piece of shit. Ooh, anyway. Geez, why do I gotta have a brother who's such a pain? Sometimes it makes me sick. Valid crash out. I'm thirsty. Going to grab something to drink. Rather be a brocon than this, and siscon, true and real. Nanami walked to the back of the room and opened the fridge. Again, without bothering to ask. She gets to do whatever she wants in your room, buddy. Wait, let's test this out now. Like, yeah, let's test this out, and if it is what I think it is, I'll explain it to you guys. There's nothing here but soda. You should keep some milk tea or something in stock. Don't tell me what to do. Fine, I'll just take a soda. Does the red do anything? Let's test out both. As usual, she seemed to have no intention of asking for her brother's permission. She grabbed a bottle of soda, one that I'd already drank from, out of the fridge. She hesitated for a moment before swallowing it down. Who the hell did Nanami think she was anyway? I hope you get sick from drinking too much soda and end up in a hospital. Then I won't have to worry about anybody interrupting my peaceful life. Yeah, first off, I'm going to have to play with that mechanic a bit more. I didn't really see a point to what was happening there. But second, I want to tear this protagonist limb from limb. I legitimately just want a whole scene of him dying. You know, every bad ending that happens to Shiro in Fate Stay Night, I want them all to happen to him at once. Just fucking swear. Enough comments accumulated and I need to calm down, so I'll be reading some of them. The pink hair has some sort of death reference in Japan. I see it used a lot for villains. I think just Ludmilla is easier on the tongue. Then I'll just start using Ludmilla if they don't mind. It's just a really popular hair color, generico, but I think Gazai Yuno helped to popularize it. Thanks, but I have seen it used on villains even before Gazai Yuno, like for example Boo from DBZ and Megatron Incarnation from JP Transformers Beast Wars. Oh, I meant you just meant pink hair. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry for the mistranslation. Is this lower or higher than pre-Gen 6 shiny rates? Yeah, I don't know much about, like, I don't know much about, like, Pokemon, at least not to that degree, so I can tell you. I can't tell you. Knock knock, that's a lot of knocks. Emoto, low. Damn, low, sick burn. Yeah, deserved. Rather be a brocon than this, a hint siscon. Whoa, I heard that slip up. Hey, it's just because I was reading what Ludmilla said, okay? That wasn't my slip up. It's take that LGBT flag out of here. I wish sisters were a real thing. What? just re- just remember that sometimes in VNs your choices don't get an effect right away. Fair, fair. Wow. Isn't Takumi literally you though? No, no, that was a fucking joke. Okay, like no, I that was just a joke, and this guy is absolutely not me. Okay, this fucker, I hate him with a passion. But anyway. Oh, those really were choices. Yeah, it's pretty confirmed by this red choice. Like, but what do they mean though? Like, what happened? Because Because on one of these I picked none of them, right? And like in this one I picked the red one. Like, does it mean anything? Like, does it alter anything? I'm not getting the point of this. Bro is regretting the stream title already. I've been regretting it the whole stream, man. I feel like you would love a certain Pokemon ROM hack though. Moemon Star Emeralds. I feel like I have a good idea what that entails just by though that little information alone. Takumi is me in an alternate universe. Lol. Like, imagine if Charizard was a cute dragon girl with big breasts. Yeah, I knew that that was the kind of wrong hack. Yeah, I fucking called it. I wish that would really happen. Me too. I wish that would happen to you. I'm about to pull up the clip of you saying how you relate to Takumi on a spiritual level on another stream. About to put the timestamp here and everything. Look, I can relate to a character and hate them at the same time, okay? It's called depression. Sorry for that. I guess red is violence, green positivity, and middle neutrality. Mm, I'm going to have to test that out a bit more. Uh, Suddenly, Nanami started to moan. Huh? The plastic bottle slipped out of her hand, spilling soda on the floor, splattered on the CDs and manga magazines lying there. Hey, was about to tell her not to mess up my room, but then I gasped. Uh, uh. She was holding her neck in pain, and her eyes had flared wide open. Her mouth was gaping open and closed like a fish's. Uh, 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 Nanami? Uh, she spat up blood. It was red, dark red, almost black. It landed on the cola on the floor, mixing in with it. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ! Then she collapsed to the ground, right on top of the mess. Her whole body began to spasm in pain. Her hands were ripping into her neck as she tried to dig her nails into the skin. Uh, uh, uh. She flailed her legs as she rolled around on the floor, oblivious to the fact. Dude, this is not important right now. This wasn't a nice thing to think at all, but she seemed like a fish on a cutting board. Uh, uh, I didn't know what to do at all, so I just covered my ears. But I couldn't. But I could still hear my little sister's dying screams. Help her! You call an ambulance or something. Like. Eventually, she stopped moving, her face covered in drool and blood and tears. Nanami? I called out her name, afraid. There was no answer. She was lying on the floor in a terrible state. Oh, god damn it. The stream fucked up again. Right at an important moment too. Whatever, I'll just continue. I could smell something like ammonia. Was it Nanami who would piss herself, or was it me? I slowly moved my hand forward to poke her shoulder. She didn't move at all. The very thought of doing it creeped me out, but I moved my head close to her mouth. She wasn't breathing. She was dead. Nanami was dead. It was a poisoning like you'd see on TV. And then it was then that I understood. I'd put poison in the soda to kill Nanami. That had to be it. Why did I kill her? I knew it was my own delusion, but it still creeped me out. This one went way too far. Nanami might have been annoying, but I didn't need to have her die in such a realistic way. Could at least settled for giving her the full boko. Short for a full power boko boko, ass kicking, a violent fucking die in a ditch protagonist. Like, it's good that you didn't want to imagine her like this, but the fact that you I fucking Anyway. Well, at least that was just a delusion. She's actually fine. So yeah, I guess Generico Geronimo, like, has the right idea about this. Like, those are moments of delusion. If I don't pick anything, then the scene just goes on like normal. If I pick reds, then it's a violent scene. And given what the anime showed me, then if I had picked the green one, it would be a Lu delusion. Okay. What's wrong? Nanami finished drinking her soda and looked at me in confusion. You don't look so good. I shook my head slightly. I'm sorry. For what? You know, she doesn't know anything, but yeah, it's good that he's apologizing. At least there's a shred of humanity there. Let me read some comments to recover from that. I guess red is violence, green positivity, and middle neutrality. Yeah, theory confirmed. This is what cola does to you guys. Drink too much and you just throw it back up. My sister's dying in front of me, but what about her panties though? This fucking guy. The fan service can never escape us, Otakami. If they can't show it, they'll have to describe it. God damn it. I think we might be missing something here. Not sure if Fuboko is meant to be literal. I hope it isn't. For what? Nothing. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry for doing weird things to you, even if it was just in my delusions. I'm really sorry. You should be. Nanami, these edibles ain't shit. Thanks for bringing a bit of levity to this. But it just goes to show how much frustration toward you is building up inside me. I want you to understand that. Die in a ditch. You absolutely a filthy worm of a human being. You don't need to apologize. I'm not going to get mad over you not having milk tea. I also like soda too, I guess. Wait, she drank my whole bottle of soda. She deserves it. Shut the fuck up. I take it back. There was no need to apologize to Nanami. She should... Takumi should commit seppuku and die. Go home. You confirmed that I was still alive. You should be done now, right? Why do you have to come into my room all the time? I'm getting legitimately angry. This is just a... This is just green haired girls routing like... What was the name of that? Manhera all over again. Brother, you're mean. Yes, very much. Nanami seemed annoyed at my words. She was glaring at me with a frown. I didn't want to deal with it, so I just looked away. I came here because I'm worried about you. You know, some days you stay in here the whole day and don't talk to a single person. Who is this angel and why can't I play as her instead, I swear? Like, can we switch protagonists, please? You don't have any chances to talk to girls, I bet. Am I wrong? No, you're not wrong. True and real. Shut up. Don't make fun of me. I'm not interested in 3D girls. I don't need to talk to them. You can just be friends, you know. You don't need to... Whatever. Fuck it. I'm done with this fucking guy. It's a bit frustrating that there is no markdown, quote, or color coding to differentiate thoughts from speech. Yeah, this is really scuffed, honestly. In Princess Evangel, for example, there's a little title, like right on top of the dialogue that like tells you who's talking in any given scene, and they have like different fonts or different colors of fonts, if I'm remembering correctly, to differentiate thoughts from speech for the characters. And they even have a whole new backdrop for scenes where it's clear that the protagonist isn't there, scenes from other characters' point of view, you know? I really wish, it doesn't have to be as elaborate as that, but it having nothing and we just having to guess is really annoying, that's true. Playing as a girl in VNs usually doesn't go well, be careful what you wish for. You know what, that's fair. I almost forgot what like it means to be a girl, especially in a hentai or ecchi VN. You're completely right on that, that's fair. Nah, you know what, fuck it, I'd go through that. I prefer to go through that than spending a single minute with this animal. Fuck it, I don't care. I make that choice right here and now. Anyway. Most VNs differentiate? Yeah, I really wish this one did too. He talked to the crazy, so that's a start. I don't think that's a good start. Also, he didn't really talk, he just kind of stammered and ran away, which is an appropriate response given what he saw, but still. I'm basically the only girl you talk to, right? God, that's depressing. So treat me better. If you do, you start learning how to talk to girls. Yep, my lie detector detected no lies. This girl was just completely true and real. Like, seriously, how can anyone be annoyed at her? She literally is just the most caring, nicest person in his life. Like, Takumi is a really frustrating character to deal with because he's an aloner. Like, he has people that genuinely care about him, but most people he meets treat him like either well or like neutral, you know? There's not a single person up to this point, not even a fucking murderer, treated him poorly, you know? He literally has no reason to be this much of an asshole, but fuck it, I guess. Fuck it. As she spoke, she picked up one of my figurines, Hikaru-tan from S-word toward the light. She stared at it. Hey, don't touch one of my wives. If you get a fingerprint on her, I'm seriously going to kick your butts. You know, okay, fair. The protagonist does have a point there, at least. Like, you shouldn't like touch other people's figures without permission. Like, there's no need to go that far, but yeah, I agree that is a dick move. Also, take better care of yourself. Don't spend all day talking to your dolls. I don't want to be the one who finds your dead body, okay? What was my little sister trying to say? She was starting to sound like Mom lately. What I meant by that was she was... jump off the building. Jump off that building you live right now, you fucking... Anyway. Just go away. Big brother, you jerk. Stop telling me to leave. I'm still not done here. She was starting to get... I'm going to have an aneurysm. I'm really going to have a fucking aneurysm. She was starting to get hysterical. If I made her any madder, she might go berserk. I had to stay calm. You need to stop being a dick. For just a minute. I'm not even asking you to stop being a dick in just a minute, okay? Can we have that, Takumi? Can you stop being a dick for a minute, Takumi? Please? Let's go buy a cell phone. Okay, good idea. What? What was she talking about? That says you gotta. If you got a phone, we can always tell whether you're alive or not, right? A good point. They gave me the money for it, so let's go right now. Everybody's got a phone these days, you know? You're going to be left behind, you know? No lies detected. And she's... and you're not even gonna have to pay for it. Fucking... get you go out with this angel of a little sister and get a phone for free? Like, this is what I mean. Like, how the protagonist can complain when he's got everything. This is literally... people would kill to be in this situation. Why are you being this much of a dick about it? Okay, we reconnected. Sorry for that. And let's continue. One sec. Did I miss something? Okay, shut up, trend follower. I know a lot more about what's popular than you do. I've got the internet, you know. Here's the thing, fucker. You can use your phone to access the internet. There's literally no downside to this. If you love, like, knowing what's popular and using the internet, she's literally doing something nice for you. So can you stop being a dick about it? Need to peace out. See ya next time, folks. I need to do some chores now. Oh, bye, Takumi. Good luck on your chores. Okay, maybe most kids my age had a phone, but I didn't. There was no reason why I would... This fucking stupid idiot. I had nobody to call or text, and I didn't want to spend money on something I wasn't going to use. You're not gonna spend money. They're going to pay for it. You stupid fuck. So let's go, okay? Nanami put the figure back on the shelf and peered up at me. You probably won't know which one to get, so just get the same phone I have. That'd be cute. She took her phone out her bag and waved it in my face. Minami Maji Tenchi. God, she's so pretty. The protagonist was right on the money on that. She's a lolly character and I definitely love her. Anyway. See, this one's mine. It's a cute color, right? Super cute. I'll give you a strap that matches mine too. God, she's just too good for this world and for this fucker. How lazy was the person that came up with this? Oh, Arma. Hello. No, long time no see. Hanging from the strap was a small figurine of a character that was, well, whatever it certainly wasn't tasteless, bitch. It certainly was cute. It looked like something created by a very good designer with a bright future ahead of him. You fucking asshole. It wasn't cute or even creepy cute, it was just creepy. Are we looking at the same thing right now? Seriously? Anyway, I'm going to read some comments now to calm down. Or go in any VN for Nitro Plus, honestly. Chat, can we get a true? True. Woman is annoying, mentality. Not the craziest anime VN manga name ever, honestly. Oni-chan no Baka! Yeah, he deserves it. Wait a minute, you said green light was a horny delusion, then why did he have that for the popular guy? Wait, that's true, why did he have that for the popular guy? Takumi, do you actually have something to tell me? Again, I don't judge. If you're into that's cool, buddy. But I feel like you should be more honest about it, you know. Let me cast Nitus Delitus. Oh, those were cool phones. I missed them. Yeah. Me too. Bro, what is this VN about? Yeah, it's been a while. I had HS high school finals. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's definitely better for you to focus on your finals than on my streams. Good on you. It's good that you're a good student. This MC might be on the same level of dickhead as DDLC. Oh, oh no, you don't know that fucking half of it, Arma. Like, let me give it to you straight. DDLC's protagonist would think this guy is annoying. DDLC's protagonist would shove this guy in a locker, okay? That's the kind of annoying we're dealing with, okay? Ghetto Froggy, so frog. I mean, yeah, to be fair, that is pretty uncreative law. Anyway. Yeah, let's continue now. It's not lazy, this is Ghetto Froggy. He's really popular right now. I guess I can't expect my big brother to know what teenage girls like. True and real. The burns of this girl, she's just too good. Best character up until this point. Not that the bar is too high, but still. Screw asshole, he's the whole large intestine, lol. Yeah. If you change that about yourself though, you'll probably be able to actually talk to a girl, at least a little. See, she's trying to help you, why don't you take on her good advice? You fucker. Quiet girl, what hell kind of name is Ghetto Froggy? There was no way this thing is popular. Yep, I really am just playing as the synthetic man. Wow, it's just like watching one of his streams. Why? That's going to be the name of the fucking next stream. Mark my words, the next stream is going to be named like Synthetic Man the game. That's what this fucking thing is, I swear. Anyway. It's been 2 minutes and I already want him to fail at life. Yeah, I've been dealing with him for like over 3 hours now, so you can imagine why I'm up to here with this fucker. The poor girl didn't realize she was being manipulated by the media. Says the person that literally bought over 100 figurines from the anime he watched. This fucking dude, I swear. Anyway, we're not talking about Ghetto Froggy right now. Come on, let's go buy you a cell phone. Oh, and I'm not saying I want us to have matching phones or anything, okay? You just get a discount if the whole family has the same phone. That's fair. You're the only member of the family who doesn't have one. I don't need one. Ooh. Why not? That's even paying for it. I don't need one. It would just be a nuisance. If I had a phone, Mon would probably call every day. Oh no, the horror. Your loving Mon calling you every day. No, the horror. Who would want that, right? Oh, this fucker. And if I didn't pick it up, she'd send her pet assassin, Nanami, here to check up on me. In other words, it would just be a nuisance. One that would make my life a lot harder. I didn't want that at all. I would bully this man IRL. You should. If you see a person like that, bully them. I don't even care. I can get this stream can get banned. You have my authorization to bully anyone who behaves like this in real life. Fucking hell, dude. I can't believe you, brother. You jerk. I'm going home. A valid crash out. Yeah, please. Ooh. I opened the door for her to go, but she didn't move. She just glared at me, shoulders heaving with rage. You really are stupid. You're a stupid jerk. At least walk me to the station. That's the very minimum you can do. No. Let me put this into perspective for you, protagonist. There's a serial killer in your general like neighborhoods, and you're not. There's a fucking serial killer in your where you live, and you're not going to walk your little sister like home to the station. Like, you don't even need to walk her home. You just need to walk her to the station. You're not even going to. This is apocalyptic levels of awfulness at this point. Swear to Christ. No, I never walked her to the station all the time she'd come before. Why would I start now? There's a serial fucking killer on the loose. That's why you should start. Also, you should have done that, like, even if there wasn't. You fucking asshole. It's been all those creepy murders lately, right? Shouldn't you be worried about your little sister? Yes. Yes, you should. For a moment, what happened yesterday felt like it was going to come flooding back to me. I shook my head desperately, trying to drive the thought out my mind. I don't... I'm actually about to fucking reach my hand through the computer and strangle him. Swear to Christ. Whoever the new gen killer was, they weren't going to be interested in a little kid like Nanami. You don't know that. I can't believe you. You're saying you don't care if I die? She was crying. I must have really made her sad. You think? I refuse. I'm not going to read that. Fuck you, protagonist. Just get your dick ripped out. I don't care. You jerk. I hope you die. I hope a serial killer gets you and you die. I don't care anymore. Can't I just play as Nanami? I really relating to her right now. I want to play as her. I really... God damn it. I'm on her side on this. I too want everything she said to happen to this fucker. If there's an option for a bad ending. I don't care how much it sets me back. I'm picking it. I want to see this guy die at least once. The creator must have done this on purpose. We don't relate to this bun of an MC. No, this is on purpose. Like, I'm like yelling and saying all this stuff, but this is pretty well written because, like, the whole point is for you to think that he's a horrible person. Because what they're trying to portray is exactly that, a person that is privileged, that has a lot of good things going on, like a family that cares for them, a lot of money, a friend at school that respects their interests. They have pretty much everything, but they don't value any of it. They just like they just think the worst of people who are either nice or haven't done anything to them. And that's the kind of protagonist they want to portray here. That's the point. He's supposed to be an asshole. So as like irritated as I'm getting, this is well written. I'm supposed to be annoyed, you know. She knocks me aside and ran out the door. Phew, at least the storm was over. The room was quiet now that she was gone. I'm not even gonna say anything. It was much nicer. The base was my home. Nothing was allowed to happen here unless I wanted it to. Die. Anyway, I really have to read comments right now. This feels like talking to that one friend who likes nothing and you have to talk to them so you don't seem antisocial because everyone else thinks he's cool. Fortunately, no one thinks Takumi is cool. What? This dude's an actual dork, oh my god. I would bully this man IRL. Mind you, I'm socially horrible. Reminds me of a 4chaner. This guy, you. No one relates to this, bro. Facts. The creator must have done this on purpose. We don't relate to this bun of an MC. Takumi, just fly away. Yes. Okay, good. Man, he's getting worse by the minute, but doesn't it also being affected by the choice and that's why he's acting more negative to it? No, no. There's a scene that happens in the anime too. Like, the scene goes the same way no matter which route you pick. Like, I know it might seem that way, but no, my decision didn't affect anything. He just does this no matter what you pick. So, yeah. Anyway, I sat down at the computer and moved the mouse a little to wake it up from my Seiratan screensaver. Then I took a big swig from the soda bottle on the table, but it was empty. Oh crap, this was the one Nanami was drinking out of. Ah, no. Just had an indirect kiss with my little sister. To be fair, yeah, that'd be pretty disgusting. Okay, that is fair. If Nanami was a little If Nanami was a little sweeter, that was an angel of a girl. You fucking asshole. What do you mean a little sweeter? It might have been great, like something out of an age game, but with her personality, it just made me feel sick. This is comical at this point. How can anyone be this much of an asshole? How? How? I closed the cap on the bottle and threw it into the big garbage bag in the corner of the room. It missed and bounced off the wall, rolling under the bed, but whatever. Now then, time to get back to ESO. Time to forget all the annoying stuff that happened in the real world. But sadly, I was forced to bring my time in Basalar to an end after just a single day. Oh, it's probably one of the days he has to go to school. One sec. And this is a good point, so I'm going to leave this here. Let's save in another like save this time. Wait, let me just check something. Data lock. Okay. Don't I have more saves? I could swear I had more. Whatever. Let's save here. And perfect. And we're going to be ending things for today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for enduring this with me. And I do hope to see you next stream. For now, bye.